Test check 1, 2. Okay.
I changed the open of the broadcast so it has like a 30-second countdown on it, so you'll know exactly when to pop it up. Yeah, exactly. Exactly. So when I tell you we have a minute, I'll count it like 30 seconds on my end, and I'll start it. You'll have an extra 30-second countdown on your end before you start talking. Stay away. Does it? Right. Right. That's good. Here's the bad part. The only thing I don't have is the athletic director from the other school never sent me a roster, and the rosters for the other team have not arrived yet. So I don't have any names or anything for the visitors. Had the lady said, please have somebody run one up to me when they arrive, but they were, last time she talked to the people who had them, they were stuck in traffic, construction traffic in Missoula. I'll send it to you. That was Wednesday. I called him back on Thursday before I left. Still never got it. Still didn't get it today either.
This is your countdown for the Preston Indians pregame show. Pregame 30 seconds from Mark. As we'll have a good game today, hopefully. And pregame show will start in 15 seconds from Mark. Pregame in 10 seconds from Mark. Have a good game. Pre-game show in 5 seconds from Mark. This is the Preston Indians pregame show. Coming up, we'll take a look at tonight's game. We'll hear from the coach and look at the pregame stats all leading up to tonight's action. You're listening to live coverage of the Preston Indians on 105.5 FM, AM 1340, and mylocalradio.com. And a very pleasant good afternoon, everybody, as we come to you from Newmont Field here on the campus of Montana Tech, as this afternoon the Preston Indians will open their season as they will take on the Hawks from Lakeland High School. Kind of an interesting place to come and play, a in-state opponent completely in another state here in Butte, Montana is where we are here today. As coming up in just a little bit when we talk to Coach Eric Thorson, he will talk a little bit about how this game came about and how it ended up being played up here in Butte, Montana. Either way, it's opening day for the Preston Indians as they look to improve on their season from last year, as they failed to make the playoffs last year and ended up the season with a 3-5 mark. I'm Dan Hubbard, glad to have you with us here this afternoon. Val Cook is back in studio today. John Beverly recovering from a little surgery, so he'll be back with us hopefully next week, as we want to wish him the best. And also John Slaughter will be back with us here in a couple of weeks as well, as he had some other duties to attend to today and was unable to make the trip here to Montana. So for the Preston Indians, they finished the year at 3-5. They try to bounce back from that season that ended up disappointing. They started out well, winning 2 of their first 3. Ended up then, after the off week, they lost 4 in a row before finally winning the final game of the year as they beat Snake River at home 21-7 to finish the season at 3-5. As far as Lakeland goes, they're pretty much in the same boat. They're trying to improve on also a 3-5 record as they try to put together a better season as well and finish higher up in their conference and be able to make the playoffs, which they also missed last year with that 3-5 mark. For Preston, although they lost from some very good senior players last year, they still have a number of reliable seniors on the team this year. And of course, when you start talking about that, you have to start immediately with the starting quarterback, Brecker Knapp, who threw for over 1,700 yards last year and threw for 14 touchdowns on the season. Solid receiving core as well. Chevy Nelson on the outside, along with Tyler Lindhart, and the main running back will be Charles Iverson, who averaged 5.5 yards per carry last year on his junior year. So Eric Thorson tries to kind of work his magic. I got to tell you, watching these guys at practice the other day, the one thing that jumps out to you immediately is they are bigger than they were last year, which is a very good thing, as they'll try to make the differences this year. They have a solid offensive line. Defensive line is solid as well, with Rhett Larson playing both ways on offense and defense. Mitch Peary, big guy in there as well in the middle, along with Elliot Palmer and some of the other big guys in the middle of the line. They hopefully will be making a difference, opening some big holes for Iverson and allowing Brecker Knapp time to get rid of the ball. So all that is coming up as we work our way down toward the opening kickoff. Let me take a moment to tell you about the weather. It rained a little bit early this morning, kind of broken up clouds throughout the afternoon, but as we start to approach the opening kickoff, it's starting to get a little cloudy and dark once again. We can see some rain from off in the distance, and hopefully that will stay away as we make our way throughout the rest of the afternoon and into the evening. We'll take a timeout. When we come back, we'll not only hear from Coach Eric Thorson, we'll also talk about the keys to tonight's game, but right after this timeout, I'll have a little feature for you as we go back and look at some of the things that happened last year during the 2020 season. We'll talk about that as we continue right after this.
KACA.
It has been too long since you enjoyed some delicious pasta on your dinner plate. Wait no longer. Stop by Stokes Market in Preston this week, where you'll find select varieties of pasta, 88 cents a box, and select varieties of pasta sauce, 24-ounce bottles, 2 for $3. Cook it up, put it on a plate next to a perfectly grilled petite sirloin steak, which you'll find at Stokes Market this week for $4.49 a pound. And you'll be serving a dinner fit for a king. Enjoy it tonight. When you shop, enjoy, save at Stokes Market in Preston.
The back-to-back state champion Westside Pirates get back on the field and will go looking to add to their football legacy next Friday night when they open the 2021 season at home against Firth. Can the Pirates make it 3 straight championships in a row? Join Richard Ward for the call next Friday night. Our coverage gets started at 6:45 right here on FM 105.5 and AM 1340 KACH and on mylocalradio.com.
This is Ron Smaley from Webb Funeral Home, thanking Preston Indian and Westside Pirate fans for your loyalty over the years. You have helped make Webb Funeral Home Franklin County's most trusted name in funeral services since 1925. Our staff is available 24 hours a day, 7 days a week to provide compassionate service in your time of need. We also offer a full range of services, including many funeral pre-planning options to meet everyone's budget, an excellent monument selection, and the best aftercare services available. Let us answer any questions you may have by calling 208-852-0533. Webb Funeral Home, since 1925. You know us, you trust us, we're here to stay.
KACH, My Local Radio.
Welcome back to the pregame show. I'm Dan Hubbard. Let's look back at last year's season for the Preston Indians. Preston opened the season by going on the road to face the Shelley Russets. Brecker Knapp made the start at quarterback and completed 16 of 32 passes for 254 yards and 3 touchdowns in the win. However, the Indians fell just short, losing to the Russets by the score of 33-19. Preston the next week would head up to Star Valley and not only collected their first win of the year, but it was also their first of back-to-back wins. Cole Harris and Chevy Nelson both grabbed a pair of touchdown passes from Knapp, and Tate Rawlings ran one in for a touchdown as well, as the Indians posted a 34-15 win over the 2-time state champion Star Valley squad. In Week 3, the Indians would return home for their first home game of the year, as they would face the Bonneville Bees. The Preston running game showed up in a big way in this one, as they rushed the ball 25 times for a total of 154 yards. Charles Iverson carried the ball 11 times for 76 yards and a pair of touchdowns. Tate Rawlings also ran in for another touchdown. It was his second touchdown in 3 games to start the season, and the Indians ran away to a 49-10 win over the Bees. The next week was a bye week for the Indians. But after the bye weeks, things were just not the same for the Indians. Preston would lose 4 games in a row, at Blackfoot, home against Sugar Salem, on the road against Century, and then back home again against Pocatello. The Indians allowed a total of 159 points in the 4-game, an average of just under 40 points per contest. The offense, however, on the other hand, would score only a total of 72 points in the same 4-game stretch for the Indians. In the final game of the year, the Indians returned home to face the Snake River Panthers. It was senior night, and the Indian fans turned out to say goodbye to a great group of seniors. On the field, Preston rewarded the fans with a 21-7 win to finish the season with a 3-5 record overall. Well, that's your look back at the 2020 season. Coming up after the break, it'll be time to sit down and chat with head coach Eric Thorson. See if we can get a feel for what he expects not only in this game tonight, but also for the season as well. It's our pregame visit with the coach, brought to you by Rounds & Associates Insurance, and it comes up right after this timeout on the Preston Indians pregame show.
KACH.
When you're on the hunt for your next vehicle, you would be wise to hunt the lot at West Motor Ford in Preston. If you don't find the new or pre-owned vehicle that you're looking for, they will help you search the country high and low for the exact vehicle for you. At West Motor Ford in Preston, they also buy good used vehicles. You need cash now? Bring a good used vehicle to West Motor Ford and they'll write you a check. West Motor Ford in Preston.
West Motor Company. At Franklin County Medical Center, their goal is to get you back in the game, back to work, and back to your normal way of life. Franklin County Sports Medicine and Rehabilitation Center has a team of therapists who specialize in providing you an individualized treatment plan, helping you reach your goals, working with doctors from all over the region to make your recovery convenient and close to home. Call today so you can stop suffering and start healing. Franklin County Medical Center, where hospitality and
It's always refreshing to shop where you know you're appreciated. It's even better when you can get everything you need. Quality parts at fair prices. The team at Preston Auto Parts CarQuest appreciate every customer. They work hard to make sure that you have the right part the first time, on time. Whether it's motorcycles, farm and ranch, lawn and garden, or car and truck parts, you can always get it all at Preston Auto Parts CarQuest. Stop in today at 17 South State Street in Preston.
Tonight's pregame visit with the coach is brought to you by Rounds & Associates Insurance Services Incorporated, the local independent insurance agency offering you many different options for all of your insurance needs. Call for your competitive quote today at 208-852-20. Rounds & Associates Insurance Service is an independent insurance agency with Allstate, Travelers, Auto Owners, Safeco, Progressive, and Nationwide, just to name a few. Stop by the office for your competitive quote today. Rounds & Associates Insurance Service. Call 208-852-2500. Rounds & Associates Insurance, supporting both the Westside Pirates and the Preston Indians on to victory. You've got this. Don't weaken. Rounds & Associates Insurance Service. Call today, 208-852-2500. Well, we're just a little bit away from kicking off a new football season. Time to sit down for our first chat of the year with head coach Eric Thorson as he gets ready to start not only a game here tonight, but also a brand new year. Starting a brand new year has always got to sound like a fun and it was a big challenge.
Oh yeah, sure. Everyone's excited. We're very excited to get into this new year, and just like you said, it's a challenge, but it's one we welcome every year.
I was hanging around practice yesterday. You used three words that I had come to mind too. It's game week. You know, to kind of get these guys' attention and start to get them fired up here for the kickoff of the season.
Yeah, how cool is that? Isn't that fun? Just really a blessing and thankful to the players that dealt with the COVID restrictions last year, and this year we're hoping to just kind of just move forward and just give these kids a memory that they get one time in a lifetime to have.
Kind of a different beginning to the season this year. You're making the trip all the way up to Butte, Montana to play Lakeland. Talk to me a little bit about how this game came about.
So we needed a game September 17th. We needed a week 4 game. They needed a week 9 game. Just with the COVID stuff last year, they started just getting a little more creative, and we just called and said, hey, we can make this happen if we find an extra week. Got it approved with the state, and worked out that we had some contacts with Butte to play at Montana Tech, beautiful stadium, and it's within like 2 minutes difference. I think it's 4:32 for us and 4:34 for them, or something like that. So we both are pretty excited for this one. And it's great to play in a college stadium anytime.
Any truth to the rumor, if maybe you can't talk about it, that you guys are interested in having this become more of a long-term deal?
Well, there's some excitement about it, and primarily, you have some schools localized in the Boise region that have plenty of games. They have plenty of competitions, but we're down here in a corner, isolated. Up north, they've been using Washington schools, and they're getting isolated from that. That imaginary line between the states causes some issues. Same for us. We play with the Cache Valley schools all summer. We 7-on-7s and such, but it comes to game time, there's restrictions when you get across the border. So people have been excited. They've heard about it. I've talked to coaches from other programs. I won't mention any just so I don't get anybody, no, I didn't say that. But point is coaches are getting excited about maybe putting together something again in the future. Yeah, definitely some excitement around it, even with other programs, up there and down here that might be able to meet up with each other.
You mentioned playing some of the Utah schools over the summer. We did kind of things a little bit differently this summer. You included me on the text list for all the players, so I was able to keep up on things going on over the summer. And this team had a very good summer. They were impressive in camp games against other schools.
Well, yeah, summer is about getting ready. Summer is about training, and I think it's important. Yeah, there is excitement going into the season. There's a lot of excitement. We have an experienced group, experienced coaches, but that's in the past. That's in the past. It's all about what happens week to week, every Friday night now.
Again, last night at practice, you mentioned to the guys to go into the weight room, work hard, because they need to build up stamina. The two biggest games of the year are right at the end of the season against Pocatello and against Century. How do you make sure guys are still on the top of their game by that time of the year?
Yeah, that's definitely, we're enrolling 850 students in our school, and we're going up against schools with 1,250 week after week, and so just really we're playing a lot more two-way players than most schools, and I think the conditioning is a key to it. I would argue, it's yet to be seen, but I'd argue these players are as ready as any that we've had in the last recent years, and they just play with tenacity, and we just got to make sure we can keep that going for week, through the entire season into the playoffs.
Well, it ought to be fun. Week one of many coming up here starting tonight, and we're glad to be back with you guys again here this year, and we look forward to another fun season.
Thank you for covering us. Just really appreciate it.
It's Coach Eric Thorson here with us on the pregame show. We'll take a timeout, back with more right after this.
KACH, my local radio.
Behind every project is a True Value. At Stokes Market and True Value in Preston, whether you need hardware, dog food, tools, batteries, plumbing supplies, paint, or cleaning products, you'll find them all. Plus a whole lot more at Stokes Market and True Value. With a large inventory, you'll find all the big name brands you trust and low prices every time you visit. So whether you're just starting or you're in the middle of a project, stop in today and visit our friendly, knowledgeable staff. Stokes Market and True Value, 217 South State.
Regardless of which insurance company you use, when you add a teen driver to your vehicle policy, your rates increase. This is Cheryl Kimball with Naylor Insurance in Preston. If you've got teen drivers, you need to know about the rate-saving plan offered through Mutual of Enumclaw Insurance. Teen Smart is an 8-hour program that, once completed, will lower your rates and make your teen a better driver. Savings and increased safety. It's a win-win. Call us today, 208-852-08.
More and more people are moving to the Preston area to live and retire. Since 1978, Ralph Construction's been building custom homes in the Blue Sage Park community, the only 55-year-old plus community in the city of Preston. Come see the downsized, no-hassle lifestyle that Blue Sage Park offers. Ralph Construction will build to your custom specifications, or you can choose one of their existing floor plans. They're just starting phase 2, so there's plenty of great lots still available. Ralph Construction. Call for more information, 435-232-1837. Lawn care and snow removal included. Blue Sage Park by Ralph Construction. 435-232-18.
KACH.
Well, welcome back here. The pregame show will continue here from Montana Tech. The Preston Indians have retreated back to the locker room for final instructions from Coach Eric Thorson. I can see some of the assistant coaches starting to make their way back out here toward the field. And Lakeland, just off the right side of your screen, still out here on the field. They have not gone back into the locker room. They ran through their offense, now running through some kicking drills here before the Indians come back out on the field. As far as the schedule goes, after tonight's game, the Indians will be at home the next 2 weeks back at Preston High School as they'll take on Shelley 1 week from tonight, and then Star Valley on September the 3rd. Both of those games are 7 o'clock kickoffs. Back at Preston High School. We'll have the pregame show for you on both weeks starting at 6:30. But those are still a couple of weeks away. Then the Preston Indians will go on the road. They'll go to Bonneville. They'll have the bye week this week on the 17th, and then they'll be at home against Blackfoot. Go on the road again against Sugar Salem, another tough team on the schedule. They'll have Century at home this year. That game comes up on October the 8th. And then on October the 15th, they'll go to Pocatello to take on the Indians. If you may or may not have heard, but Pocatello and Century have decided for the second half of the season, like October 1st and on after that because of the possibility of inclement weather, they're going to move back into Holt Arena. Something that came as a bit of a surprise to some people. After the things that the folks at both of those schools had said, we thought they were going to stay out of Holt Arena altogether, but they were going to move back into Holt Arena starting October 1st. So the game that Preston will have at Pocatello on October 15th will be in Holt Arena. And then they'll wrap up the regular season again on the road on October 22nd when they'll travel to Snake River and take on the Panthers there, coming up to wrap up the regular season and see what happens as far as the record goes, and if they will have a trip in their future to the state playoffs this year, something that they missed, unfortunately, a year ago. So Montana Tech up here in Butte, Montana, sits up on top of one of the large hills here in town. Fortunately, the stadium is facing the opposite direction, where you could look back down into downtown, quote unquote, downtown Butte, Montana, back to where the hotels are. It's actually kind of a busy weekend here in Butte this weekend. There is along with this football game here tonight, there's also a big volleyball tournament going on. So there are several. I think I've seen 6 or 8 different schools that are around the different hotels and restaurants around the area, around downtown. So there are quite a few teams visiting here from other small colleges here to play volleyball this weekend as well here at Montana Tech. Well, let's look at the keys to tonight's game as we talk about things that the Preston Indians will need to concentrate on and work on to be successful throughout the contest tonight. Well, it's they know the offense. They've been working on installing the offense now for the last 5 or 6 weeks, and they've had a pretty good time with it. But said, you know what? Tonight's the night where the light goes on, and all of a sudden you start playing for real. So for the Indians, that'll mean run the plays as you were taught, as you know them, and then make adjustments as you go along. But come out and run the plays and do what you know to do. Step number 2 will be to draw on what you have learned. They've had good success. We talked about they put the offense in. Coach Thorson mentioned in our pregame chat that they had great success against some of the other schools in the camp and camp games and 7-on-7 games which they played over the summer. They had great success. In fact, they had camp games against some of the best teams in the Cache Valley on the Utah side of the border. And in that weekend of games, Preston went 7-0. So they know if they run the offense and do what they are supposed to do and what they're assigned to do, that the things should go pretty well and hopefully come out with a win here on opening night. And finally, improve on what you did last year. And there was the boys have spent a lot of extra time in the weight room because, well, you need to be able to stay healthy and work your way down to the last few weeks. Remember, the 2 biggest games of the year for the Preston Indians come up in the last 3 or 4 weeks of the season. Those games against Century and Pocatello, where they have to be strong, have to be healthy, and have to be able to compete against those 2 teams if they have any desire and ability to head to the postseason. So those things are extremely important to be able to do. So those are your keys for the game here tonight, as the Indians making their way out onto the field, as that means the opening kickoff, national anthem just minutes away, as we are about 6 minutes away from opening kick if they go on time. So as we work our way, continue to head down toward the opening kickoff. We'll take another timeout. When we come back, we'll chat a little bit more and have the opening kickoff and the national anthem for you here from Butte, Montana, as we continue on the Preston Indian pregame show.
KACH, my local radio.
Behind every project is a True Value. At Stokes Market and True Value in Preston, whether you need hardware, dog food, tools, batteries, plumbing supplies, paint, or cleaning products, you'll find them all. Plus a whole lot more at Stokes Market and True Value. With a large inventory, you'll find all the big name brands you trust and low prices every time you visit. So whether you're just starting or you're in the middle of a project, stop in today and visit our friendly, knowledgeable staff. Stokes Market and True Value, 217 South State.
Regardless of which insurance company you use, when you add a teen driver to your vehicle policy, your rates increase. This is Cheryl Kimball with Naylor Insurance in Preston. If you've got teen drivers, you need to know about the rate-saving plan offered through Mutual of Enumclaw Insurance. Teen Smart is an 8-hour program that, once completed, will lower your rates and make your teen a better driver. Savings and increased safety. It's a win-win. Call us today, 208-852-08.
More and more people are moving to the Preston area to live and retire. Since 1978, Ralph Construction's been building custom homes in the Blue Sage Park community, the only 55-year-old plus community in the city of Preston. Come see the downsize, no-hassle lifestyle that Blue Sage Park offers. Ralph Construction will build to your custom specifications, or you can choose one of their existing floor plans. They're just starting phase 2, so there's plenty of great lots still available. Ralph Construction. Call for more information, 435-232-1837. Lawn care and snow removal included. Blue Sage Park by Ralph Construction, 435-232-18.
KACH.
Thank you, number 17. Great job, buddy. We will not be introducing
live from Montana Tech here in Butte, Montana. This is Preston Indian football. Glad to have you with us. Dan Hubbard here with you, high above the eastern sideline, as Don Hubbard is our camera person tonight. Val Cook back in studio, keeping us on the air, and we're very glad to have you with us here as the Preston Indians kick off their 2021 season. As I scan the stands down here below us, some of the umbrellas starting to pop up as a little bit of rain starting to fall here around the Montana Tech campus area. So umbrellas are starting to pop up. That will not have an effect on the field, as the field here is natural synthetic turf, AstroTurf, if you will, or Next Turf. So the footing should stay good as we make our way throughout the afternoon and the evening here today. Coach, the captains making their way out onto the field. As for the Preston Indians, Tyler Linhart, Brecker Knapp, Rhett Larson, and Carson Winder are, I take it back, it's Charles Iverson, 15, not 16, will be your captains today for the Indians. For the Hawks, that's Lucas Williams, the senior, and Thomas Calder. Oh, take it back. That's Devon Suko, who is out there as their co-captain as well. So they all shake hands, and they get ready to flip the coin here. Preston had an impressive record last year winning coin tosses. The thing with Coach Thorson is even if he wins the toss, the majority of the time he's going to defer to the second half. So early in the season, a few times they took the ball early on the opening kickoff, but then as the year wore on, they would defer to later on in the second half. As everybody inspecting the coin before the officials toss the coin up. Preston will be on the far side, as if you're listening on KACH, Preston wearing their all-white uniforms here this afternoon. White pants, white jerseys, and they have their white helmets. As there's the coin toss. And Preston has won the toss. And what will they do? Will they take the ball or will they defer? That is the question here on the first game. You want to put the offense out there first. They will defer. So they're going to start on defense, and they're going to give Lakeland the option, which will be to which into the field they want. And I don't see any flags. I can't tell you really which way the wind is blowing. But Preston will kick off from our right toward our left here to open up the ball game. So Preston will go on defense first, and Lakeland will come out and play offense. Newmont Stadium here on the campus of Montana Tech. Great looking facility. Glad to be here, and we're certainly glad that you are with us here this afternoon as well as we kick off a brand new year of Preston Indian coverage here on KACH. Westside will kick off next Friday night as they'll be at home against Firth. You know, one of the questions, and I didn't find out the answer, unfortunately, before the game, was where the officials were going to come from. With 2 Idaho schools, are they going to bring Idaho officials up, or are they going to use Montana officials? And unfortunately, I don't know the answer to that. And I apologize. That's a question that I should have known. So Emery Thorson will kick off for the Indians. He handled that duty pretty much all year last year. He kicked off a total of 23 times last year and has a pretty good leg. In fact, he had a total of 6 touchbacks on the year. As back deep, it's Calder, and I can't see the other player's number. It's going to be a little short squib kick, as that's going to come down short to one of the up men. As coming up the field, that is John Cornish. Cornish is hit about the 25, gets ahead to the 29, and a whole host of white-clad Indians run him out of bounds. 5 or 6 different people there. Last one off the bottom of the pile is Owen Judd, the junior. So here come the Hawks to open up on offense. Preston looks initially right now, looks like they're going to line up with 3 down linemen, 4 linebackers. As the Hawks will kind of line up in a shotgun here, as Suko will line up as the quarterback. They kind of run the same offense that Preston does, a spread offense. Whoops! And the center snapped the ball. The quarterback wasn't even looking, and the ball ends all the way back up at the 10-yard line, where it's covered there. So a mental mistake by the offense right off jump here for the Hawks. Quickly, it was John Cornish able to hustle back and cover the ball, but it's a big loss. In fact, they spot the ball at the 14. And it's second down and long already. Inside handoff to Cornish. And Big Rhett Larson gets a hand on him before he can squirm through the hole, maybe a 1-yard gain. And it's going to be 3rd down and 25 here for the Hawks offense. So big guys right across the front for the Indians. Larson, also Corbin Windward, who had 17 solo tackles a year ago. He plays right on the nose. He's a big guy, so he's tough to move. Going to throw. Looking, steps up. He's got a lot of room to run up the sideline. Here comes the quarterback, Suko. Runs out of bounds at the 32, and he's still going to be about 8 yards short of the first down, so it's going to bring up 4th down and long here. And it looks like they're going to punt. So they will kick it away, and Preston will get their first time to touch the ball here. Single man back deep here for the Indians, stands at about his own 35-yard line. kick, no pressure put on by the Indians. Pretty good kick. And it's Devin England has to go back and chase it. Then the ball gets away from him. He has to go back to about the 13-yard line and dives forward to the 15. And that's where the Preston offense will go to work. So a little bit of a mistake there by Devin England on the punt field as he let the ball get away from him, bounce over his head. So they'll spot the ball at the 14. Here comes the Preston offense out for the first time. Brecker Knapp, of course, will be the quarterback. As Preston goes from right to left on your dial if you're listening on KACH. Fake handoff as they did give it that handoff on the end around as the handoff went to Ashton Madsen. And Madsen gets around the corner and gains a short gain, gets a couple of yards. So it's going to bring up second down at about 18. So a 2-yard gain for Madsen. Almost sets up a throwing situation. Two setbacks, one on each shoulder of Knapp. 2 wide receivers as well. They'll give it inside again as this one goes to Emery Thorson. Breaks a tackle, gets up to the 20. Falls forward to about the 21. That'll be a 6-yard gain for Thorson. But it's still going to bring up third down. And called a long 3 here. As they spot the ball just over the 20. They got it just short of the 25 is where they have to get get the first down. Knapp under center. Toss to Thorson. He wants to come around the right side. Stiff arms the man. Pretty good tackle there as diving in to get a helmet on the ankle of Emery Thorson was Cody Morse for the Hawks. And knocked Thorson off balance and kept him to a 1-yard gain. So it's going to be fourth down here for the Indians, and now they're going to punt as well. And Brecker Knapp will drop back to punt. So both teams basically go 3 and out in their first possession. Thomas Calder back deep to field the punt, steps onto the Preston side of the 50-yard line as Knapp gets a foot to it. Fair catch called by Calder. He fields it on the Lakeland side of the 50-yard line, and they'll place it down about the 47-yard line, and that's where Lakeland will come back out and go back into work. So neither team able to produce a first down in their first possessions here today. But Lakeland with much better field position to start this possession as they'll start from their own 47. And, of course, they had the big mistake of the center on out of the shotgun snapping the ball before Suko was ready for it and went sailing over his head and pinned him deep in their own territory in their first possession here today. So, first and 10. Twin receivers to each side, one of them in the slot here on the right side. And Suko will work out of the shotgun, looks over toward the sidelines. He wants to keep it. He's going to come around the left side. He gets across midfield, pulls up, then spins and steps out of bounds at the 46-yard line. So it'll be about a 7-yard gain on the run for Suko. So it'll bring up second down and about 3 here. Tyler Linhart was the man who finally knocked him out of bounds over here on the left side, number 82. So 3 receivers left, 2 out wide, 1 in the slot. The inside handoff. That goes inside as it's Cornish to have the ball. Cornish still on his feet, gets across the 40, and it ends up being a gain of about 7 yards, and it's going to be good for a first down. So Lakeland picks up the initial first down of the game. As Cornish runs for about 7 yards. And it's first and 10 from the Preston side of the field. Ball placed at the Preston 39. Again, out of the shotgun. And kind of a hard count. tried to get Preston to jump, but instead it was the offensive line of Lakeland that jumped, and that'll be a 5-yard penalty. So the false start against the offense will move the ball back, and it'll be first down and 15. .809 to play here in the first quarter. We're scoreless so far. Suko swings it out wide here, and it's in and out of the hands of the receiver, Calder. Calder looked up to see where the defense was because as he was trying to turn up and make the catch, Devin Inglet, number 3 for the Indians, was zeroing in on him. So it kind of alligator armed it and ends up going as an incomplete pass. On the first pass attempt today for either side. And it's second down and 15 here for the Hawks. Two receivers out wide right. Slot man here on the right side. Inside handoff again. Stacked up. Short gain, if any, as going right over the center was Cornish. Give him maybe a yard, and that's it. So it'll be third down. And we'll call it a long 15 as Cornish gained maybe a half a yard. So now they'll go in the full spread, twins to each side. Single running back is Cornish as he stands on the right shoulder of Suko. Out of the shotgun, he wants to throw down the numbers, and it's going to be too long and incomplete. So that'll bring up fourth down and long. It's on the Preston side of the 50-yard line, and see if they're going to go for it, and the answer is no. As again, they will punt, they being the Hawks from Lakeland, as the punt team will run back on. So about midway through the first quarter, 7:24 to play here in the first. And Preston will get the ball back for the second time as Devin Inglet goes back and stands at about his own 10-yard line to receive the punt. Wobbly snap. End over end kick. Inglet going to let it go, lets it bounce, and it's going to just barely get into the end zone as Lucas Williams was trying to chase it down but couldn't get there in time. And that'll be a touchback, and the ball will come back out to the 20-yard line here for the Preston Indians. Well, they'll go back to work here again and send the offense back out. So Knapp, who did not attempt to pass in the first possession, they just ran the ball 3 times as Emery Thorson got a couple of carries. He had 8 yards in the first drive, but fortunately they came up short. Knapp's going to go under center here as they'll toss. Emery wants to throw. He's got a man wide open. It's Chevy Nelson. He's behind everybody. Nelson to the 25, 15, 10, 5, touchdown. It's an 80-yard touchdown pass. Now, hold on. The referees are saying, wait a minute. I don't see any flags, but there's a holding penalty against the Indians. There's the flag. It's back in the offensive backfield. So what was an 80-yard touchdown pass will end up coming back as Emery Thorson, who likely will be the quarterback next year for the Indians, as the defense certainly bit on that toss play, and Chevy Nelson found himself 10 yards behind everybody, and Thorson dropped it right in his numbers. But unfortunately, a holding penalty behind the play, and it's going to back it up. And instead of 6 points on the scoreboard, it'll be 1st and 20 here for Preston, back from their own 10-yard line. Inside handoff, as going forward is Iverson, gets about 3 yards. So Iverson's first carry of the season. A year ago, Iverson carried the ball 74 times and ran for almost 400 yards on the year. did score a total of 3 touchdowns on the season. In fact, averaged right at 5.5 yards a carry a year ago. So second down and long here for the Indians. Thorson in motion, fake it to him. Now turn, roll right is Knapp. Now he's got to come back this way. He's got a couple of men chasing him. Tucks it down, pulls it down, and gets knocked out of bounds at about the 17. Still going to be a little bit of a gain for the Indians, about 5 yards. And it's going to bring up third down and call it a dozen. So Knapp runs for about 7 yards. And now here's third and long here for Preston. A sure passing situation. Knapp's going to roll. Outruns one man. Throws underneath, and it's picked off underneath as the underneath receiver. And it was Skylar Huber who stepped right in front of him. So the interception as Knapp really suffered through a whole bunch of those last year. He had 12 interceptions on the year and throws the first one here this evening. So a great starting position here for Lakeland after the turnover. They'll have the ball at the Preston 30-yard line with 6:08 to play here in quarter number 1. Scoreless so far on the game, and here comes the senior quarterback Devin Suko back out to run the offense. 2 receivers right, single receiver left for the Hawks. They'll give the ball inside. Now it's an option play as the ball carrier was hit as he wanted to throw, and the ball went up in the air and was caught by a Hawks player, and it'll be a short gain. Originally it was Mason Burkham who was going to be the ball carrier, and he was hit just as he wanted to throw. And then the ball was caught underneath by Lucas Williams. So it's a short gain of about 2 yards. Second down and 8. They'll go trips left this time. Single receiver wide right. One running back, they'll give it to him. That's Cornish. Up the middle, gets across the 35 to the 34. So he'll pick up a gain of, call it 4 yards on that carry for Cornish, and it's going to bring up third down. Third down and about 4 coming up here. Now, watching the Hawks before game, they tried field goals from about this distance, and their kicker was fairly erratic from this distance. So they give it to Cornish again as they reach out and they grab him by the back of the shirt and drag him down. As Rhett Larson got a handful of jersey and then bull-tied him and drug him down. So a very short gain, maybe a yard, and it's going to be fourth and call it a long 3. So Cornish gets a yard. They need to get the ball to the 20. The ball is spotted just barely across the 23. Kind of a wing formation as they'll run forward as Suko puts his head down, gets across the 20-yard line, and picks up the first down. So Suko, 3 carries for 28 yards on the first quarter here. Clock stops while they move the chains with 4:16 to play here in the quarter. And first and 10 again for the Hawks. Suko and Cornish in the backfield. Cornish lines up this time on the left shoulder of Cornish. And they'll give it to him straight ahead. Runs right into the heart of the defense. Gets to about the 16, so give him 3 more. And it'll bring up second down. And about 6 or 7 here as the clock runs and we go under 4 minutes to play here in quarter number 1. So they'll spread the receivers. Trips left, single receiver right. Suko's going to keep it and tries to wiggle out of a tackle of Emery Thorson and then fall across the 15. So it'll be about a 2-yard gain, and it's going to be 3rd down and 5. Thorson had him right at the line of scrimmage and then slipped away and then kind of squirmed his way for a yard. Third down and medium here. Man in motion going back to the near side. They hand it to him as they give the ball to Calder. Calder is brought down short of the 10, so he's going to be a couple of yards short of the first down. So it's 4th down and call it 2. And will they try to go for the first down, or will they send on the kicking team? Let's see. As of right now, the offense stays on the field. Suko, the quarterback. Cornish, the running back. It'll be Suko straight ahead. He's got the first down. Falls forward over the 10 up to about the 8. So Suko puts his head down. Picks up another 4 yards. And it's 1st and 10 here for the Hawks. Clock runs 2.5 to play. Cornish gets the handoff down to the 5, still on his feet. Gets knocked down out and falls forward up to the 3-yard line as Matson hit him. But he still fell forward. It's going to be 2nd and goal as they'll spot the ball just right at the 4-yard line. So that'll be a 4-yard gain and a timeout called by Lakeland. 2:10 to play here in the first quarter. Take a timeout. Back with more first quarter action for you right after this.
KACH, my local radio.
Rounds & Associates Insurance Service is an independent insurance agency with Allstate, Travelers, Auto Owners, Safeco, Progressive, and Nationwide, just to name a few. Stop by the office for your competitive quote today. Rounds & Associates Insurance Service. Call 208-852-2500. Rounds & Associates Insurance, supporting both the Westside Pirates and the Preston Indians on to victory. You've got this. Don't weaken. Rounds & Associates Insurance Service. Call today, 208-852-2500.
KACH.
Well, the Lakeland offense has moved it fairly well here in their 3rd possession as they've driven the ball down to 2nd and goal from the 4-yard line. 2:10 remaining in a scoreless first quarter here. 2 receivers on the right side, plus a tight end and a man in the slot. So really they are heavy to the right. Cornish the single setback. They'll give it to him. Tries to go off right tackle, and he runs right into the middle of the heart of the Preston defense as Matson was there, as was Tyler Lindhart coming up to make the stop. Also, Titan Knapp, the sophomore, was also right there as well to stick a head in. They lose a yard back to the 5-yard line, and it's 3rd and goal. Waiting for the play to get called in by the sideline here of Lakeland as the coach here on the sideline makes some gyrations like a one-armed chicken to try to get the play called in. Man in motion. They will give it to him as the handoff goes to Calder. Calder kind of slips coming across the 5-yard line, falls forward to inside the 3, and it's going to be 4th down and goal. So let's see. It looks like the kicker's going to come on. They're going to try the field goal here. I do believe, yep, as the kicker is Jack Butcher. They'll set the ball down. They'll tee it up from about the 9-yard line, so this will be a 19-yard attempt for Butcher. Clock runs, 42 seconds to play in the quarter. And hold on, did they take too long to get it off? Yep, that's a delay of game. That's going to move it back 5. So it was about what was a 19-yard field goal is now going to become a try from 24 from straight away. As Again, they'll spot the ball. It's right in the middle between the two hash marks, so it should be, as long as he's got the leg to get it there, it's right now in the middle. Here's the snap, the spot, the kick is up, and it is no good. He pushed it right. So Preston escapes what was a pretty good drive by the Lakeland offense as the field goal attempt from 24 yards goes wide, and Preston will get the ball back at the 20-yard line with 34 seconds remaining here in the first quarter. So Preston escapes and now get the ball back and try to do it again. So 1st and 10 from their 20. They'll go 2 wides left, single wide out right here do the Indians. Lone setback, tight end right as well, as they'll give the ball inside and losing a couple of yards, as getting off the bottom of the pile is Ashton Madsen, so he loses a pair. Second down and 12 as the clock runs, and see if they're going to try to get a playoff here or not, as we're inside 10 seconds here before the quarter ends. 4, 3, 2, as they do get it off just at the end of the quarter, and he wants to throw, and he throws it too high, and it's incomplete. He threw it over the head of Tyler Lindhart as Knapp comes up empty on his first pass attempt of the year. And that should be the end of the quarter. And it will be as the Indians start to run off the field. So scoreless after the first quarter here. Preston nothing, Lakeland nothing. The second quarter of tonight's game is brought to you by Preston Auto Parts CarQuest. And the second quarter comes up right after this.
KACA.
It's always refreshing to shop where you know you're appreciated. It's even better when you can get everything you need, quality parts at fair prices. The team at Preston Auto Parts CarQuest appreciate every customer. They work hard to make sure that you have the right part the first time, on time. Whether it's motorcycles, farm and ranch, lawn and garden, or car and truck parts, you can always get it all at Preston Auto Parts CarQuest. Stop in today at 17 South State Street in Preston.
Regardless of which insurance company you use, when you add a teen driver to your vehicle policy, your rates increase. This is Cheryl Kimball with Naylor Insurance in Preston. If you've got teen drivers, you need to know about the rate-saving plan offered through Mutual of Enumclaw Insurance. Teen Smart is an 8-hour program that, once completed, will lower your rates and make your teen a better driver. Savings and increased safety. It's a win-win. Call us today, 208-852-08.
KACH.
Well, we'll start the second quarter scoreless. Preston has the ball, third down and 12, as Knapp has to roll out to get away from the rush, gets away from one man. He'll throw underneath, and it was tipped. As coming over to get a hand on the ball was Jackson Lutz, the senior defensive end. And it'll bring up 4th down and long here for Preston, as they appear like they're going to go 3rd and 3 and out again for the second time here in the first half, as Knapp will punt it away. They just kind of escaped a scoring attempt by Lakeland and run 3 plays and they're going to give it right back. So we're scoreless as we start quarter number 2, brought to you by Preston Auto Parts CarQuest, and Knapp's kick is a fair catch call, and then they collide and the ball ends up going out of bounds. Calling for the fair catch was Calder, and his man was blocking Dylan Madsen Ashton Madsen for the Indians, and I think it was his own man who ran into him, but luckily the ball deflected and went out of bounds. As Calder comes off saying, look, they interfered with me. Yeah, but it was your own man who interfered with you. So you're right, but you're wrong. It was his own blocker trying to block the Indian coming down to cover the punt who ran into the receiver. So they're going to say the ball went off him at the Preston 45, and that's what they're going to give Lakeland the ball. So 1st and 10 for the Hawk offense. Hold on, they're missing a man. He runs on the field late. He lines up wide left here. So they trips right, single receiver left. Suko wants to keep the ball. Gets over the 25. It'll be a short gain as grabbing him around the ankles and dragging him down from behind was Trevor Gregory, the senior. Suko now has carried the ball 7 times here in the first half. And he's for a total of 39 yards. Again, they'll go 3 receivers right, single receiver left. They'll look, they'll throw underneath to the single man, and it's caught up across the 40 as the ball is caught there, and it's Alden Waddington who makes the catch, and then Chevy Nelson hits him almost immediately. But as he gets across the 40-yard line to the 39, still not enough for a first down, and it's going to be 3rd down and 4. Fake it. Suko wants to run here to the near side. Chevy Nelson steps up, sticks his head in there, and brings him down. No gain. So a heck of a play by Chevy Nelson to come up and fill the hole as he tries to get around the corner. And it's 4th down. Again, the offense will stay on the field here for Lakeland as the 2 teams trade ends. Again, trips right and hold on. Before we go any farther, we're going to have a timeout. So Lakeland wants to talk about it before they run this 4th down play in the scoreless tie. So we'll to step in and we'll take a timeout here as well. Back with more from Butte, Montana right after this.
KACH.
A higher level of precision and accuracy, that's what the new Naveo Robotic Assistance System at Franklin County Medical Center provides you. Whether you're in need of revision, partial or total knee replacement, the new robotic assisted surgery technology at Franklin County Medical Center allow knee surgery candidates the comfort of knowing that their knee surgery will be performed with confidence, improving the function, feel, and longevity of your new knee. Learn more about the new robotics machine at fcmc.org. Franklin County Medical Center, where hospitality and
KACH, mylocalradio.com.
So 4th down here for the Hawks. 4th and call it 3. Suko in the backfield. They'll give it. Nope, Suko's going to keep. He's going to roll left, try to get around the corner, and does. Tippy toes down the sideline, but he stepped out of bounds at the 30. It'll be a 14-yard gain for Suko as he tries to run down the sidelines and pick up the first down. So the 4th first down of the half here for the Hawks as they spot the ball just barely over the 30-yard line. It'll be 1st and 10. They looked like everybody was going to crash inside. And then Suko spun out of there and headed up the left sideline and picked up the first down. So 1st and 10 from the 30. As the line jumps, it's going to be an encroachment call. And let's see. Or is it going to be against the offense? Or is it a timeout before they ran the play? Yep, is a timeout. So another timeout taken here. 30 with just under 10 minutes remaining here in the first half, still scoreless. So let's sneak in our own timeout here once again, as we'll be back with more again from Butte right after this.
KACH, my local radio.
It's easy, fun, fast, and affordable. Do all of your grocery shopping online at Stokes Market. Simply log into stokesgrocery.com. Select the Shop Online tab and shop for your items. Then select the pickup time that is convenient for you. Pay online, and if you can't get out, then have someone else pick up your groceries for you. Do your grocery shopping online and still shop locally. It's part of the new normal, and it's fun. Do it now. Shop, enjoy, save at stokesgrocery.com.
KACH.
9:58 to play here in the first half. Still scoreless. Hawks have the ball at the Preston 30-yard line. 1st and 10. Wants to throw. Suko going deep. He's got a man there and in and out of his hands. Good defense by Chevy Nelson. A little bit of hand fighting from both of them, but Nelson able to rip the ball away. Incomplete. Suko, 1 of 5 here in the first half for 6 yards. 2nd down and 10. They'll flip this field over, go wide, 2 wides left, but it'll be Cornish to run the other way, and he's brought down way in the backfield. Now a flag comes in from the far sideline after Cornish loses 4 yards on the play. Now let's see what it's going to be. Is it going to be a hold? Yes, it does appear so. Holding penalty here against the Hawks. Now, do you take the 3-yard loss or you push them back the 5 and still keep it at 2nd down? Or the 10, I should say. As they'll wonk the ball back. Tell you what, it's going to be a 10-yard step off from the spot of the foul. So it's going to push the ball all the way back out to the 43-yard line and still be 2nd down. That's 3 penalties against Lakeland here in the first half for a total of 20 yards. So 2nd down and very long. Set up a little middle screen, and it's intercepted in the middle of the formation. The ball's picked off by Evenson. And Preston has the ball at their own 47. Cord Everson, the senior, just hanging out right in the middle, got caught in traffic of that middle screen and out jumped the man and took it away. So Preston has the ball back. 1 turnover for each side, both of them on interceptions, and Preston 1st and 10 at their own 46-yard line here. 9:38 to play in the half. Plenty of time. Toss goes to Iverson. Iverson wants to throw. There's Nelson behind everybody again. He's got it down to the 8-yard line. "45-yard pass from Emery Thorson to Chevy Nelson. And that'll set up Preston 1st and goal at the Lakeland 7. They tried it once earlier and it went pretty well. So they came back to that option. And this time, no flags on the play, a 45-yard gain for the Indians. Believe it or not, that's their first down of the half. Inside handoff goes to Thorson. Tries to struggle forward. Gets maybe a couple of yards. He might fall forward to about the 6. So it'll bring up 2nd and goal. Thorson's a strong kid, man. He wrestled to a district title in his weight class. Ended up finishing 4th at state this past spring. If you're going to drag him down one-on-one, you have to be exceptionally strong to do so. Here's the snap. Knapp in trouble. He's going to go down all the way back to the 15. So they come from strong from both ends, as the first guy there to bring Knapp down was Sam Kaplan, the senior outside linebacker, as they came with the blitz from both sides. So it'll be 3rd down as it pushes the ball back to the 14. Single set back Iverson. Trips right. Single receiver left is Nelson. And Thorson had the ball drop out of his hands. It was a little bit behind him. And Preston's going to turn the ball over and be denied on this possession. As they recovered the ball, they being the Hawks at the 21. So second turnover of the game against the Indians. Bad snap. Thorson tried to catch it behind him, and he wasn't able to. And then the Hawks covered it. So what becomes a golden scoring opportunity for Preston will go by the wayside after their second turnover of the half. So they'll give the ball back to the Hawks. 7:27 to play in a scoreless first half. Mind you to stay tuned. The Ralph's Construction halftime report will come up at the halftime break. Look at the stats, talk about the way the first half went for both sides. As here's the inside handoff as they tried to give it on the end around to John Cornish, as that ball was dropped, and Suko jumped on it quickly, fell on it, and then had a small mountain fall on him in Corbin Windward. So second down to be a loss of 4 on the play. Second down and 14. Cornish again runs right into the middle of the Preston defensive line. And again, right in the middle, it's Trevor Gregory to plug the hole and make the first contact. So it'll be a loss of 2 more yards as Cornish gets pushed all the way back to the 15. And it's third down and long. Let the clock run. 6.5 to play here in the second quarter. As Suko steps up, trying to find some room to run. He has the whole sideline. 30, 35, makes a move to the 40, and that's where Linhart drags him down at the 41, but it's going to be good for a first down. 26-yard scramble for Suko. So ball at the first down, spot the chains. Clock will start again at the snap with 6:15 to play here. That's 6 first downs here in the first half now for Lakeland as compared to just 1 for Preston. And now hold on, we got whistles and flags again. And referees will get together, decide what the problem is, and it'll be another false start penalty here against Lakeland. That's their 4th flag of the first half. So scoreless here in the second quarter, brought to you by Preston Auto Parts CarQuest. Dan Hubbard with you tonight from Butte, Montana, as they throw underneath. It's complete. Across the 45, up near the 50, as making the catch. And then finally brought down was Richie Thomas. And they'll gain all that lost yardage back, and it'll be second down and short. Second down and about 1. So line up in the shotgun, 2 running backs this time. As ball comes off, it'll be given to Calder. Calder on his feet, makes a move at the 40, jumps up in the air, gets away from a couple of more men, and finally trailing the play and hustling after it, it's Rhett Larson to drag him down from behind. So another first down here for Lakeland, as Calder with a nice run. As they'll spot the ball at the 31. That's a 10-yard run for Calder. And it's first down and 10 again here. 5:05 to play here in the first half. We're scoreless. Looking over as the sideline signals the play in, a late change. 3 receivers right, single left, looking left, throwing left. It's up high and caught. And then he spins away for a couple of more yards as making the play, Skylar Huber goes up high to get the play, broke the tackle of Ashton Madsen, and so able to pick up a couple of more yards, so it's a gain of 8. Second down and 2. Hand it to Cornish. Wants to go right. Turns it up. Tries to get square with the line of scrimmage, and able to turn the corner and pick up the first down as he gains about 3 yards on the play. So Cornish picks up the first down, 1st and 10 from the 18. Again, Lakeland threatens to score here late in the half. We go under 4 minutes to play here in the second quarter. Suko I think Suko forgot the count because 3 or 4 guys all moved, including Cornish in the backfield who took a step up. So somebody missed it somewhere. And that many people moving at one time, you think it was Suko who missed the count. As it's a 5-yard walk-off, 1st down and 15. There's the snap. Suko looking, got a man across the middle. They go, it's too tall. As they try to go back to the big wideout, Alden Waddington again. And it was too tall and went over his head. So it's 2nd down and 15. 3:36 to play here in the half. As Suko now 3 of 8 here in the first half passing. Two receivers left, single receiver right, tight end right as well. They'll throw underneath as it goes underneath. As this is Calder getting around the corner, breaks the tackle, and he's in for the touchdown. So finally, with 3.5 to play here in the first half, Lakeland gets on the board on a swing pass from Suko to Calder as he's able to get in and score. So we'll have the extra point here after the Motor Jungle touchdown. As coming on to try the extra point is Jack Butcher. He missed a field goal earlier, he pushed it right. The snap is up and it's blocked in the middle. As it was coming through, right through the middle, Ashton Madsen to come in and block the extra point. So it's 6-0 Lakeland. 3:26 to play here in the first half. We're back with the Motor Jungle kickoff right after this.
KACA.
It's always refreshing to shop where you know you're appreciated. It's even better when you can get everything you need, quality parts at fair prices. The team at Preston Auto Parts CarQuest appreciate every customer. They work hard to make sure that you have the right part the first time, on time. Whether it's motorcycles, farm and ranch, lawn and garden, or car and truck parts, you can always get it all at Preston Auto Parts CarQuest. Stop in today at 17 South State Street in Preston.
KACH.
Well, Lakeland threatened and finally got one in on the 26-yard swing pass from Suko to Calder. The extra point was blocked, and Preston gets the ball back with 3:26 to play. As Butcher will put the ball back into play. He'll kick to the Indians. As back deep, looks like Nelson and Thorson for the Indians. As here is the Motor Jungle kickoff. It's short. It's going to come up. Thorson, Chevy Nelson rather, picks it up at the 15, gets across the 20, falls forward to the 25. Not bad starting position there for the Indians as Nelson gets it back out to the 25-yard line. So 6-0, the Hawks lead. Both teams had threatened. Preston had an opportunity inside the 10-yard line, but a fumble killed that chance to score. And then once Lakeland got the ball back. They took it down the field and turned it into 6 points. So they lead 6-0, 3:19 to play here in the remainder of the first half. Second quarter of tonight's game brought to you by Preston Auto Parts CarQuest. As Knapp trying to audible at the line of scrimmage, twins to each side as far as the offensive set. Now they're going to put a man in motion. Iverson out here to the right side. Iverson turns up early. It's underneath. It goes to Tyler Linhart. Tyler gets across, falls forward to the 31. That'll be a 6-yard gain for the Indians as Knapp throws for 6. That's his first completion of the year. Well, 2nd down and 4. They're going to go quick here now. As time running out here in the first half. Again, twins to each side. Linhart, I should say, give it to Iverson as you go right straight over center. And he'll get about 4 yards, just short of the first down. And it's going to bring up 3rd down and probably less than a yard. It is. It's 3rd down and about a couple of feet. As they try to go inside, boy, I'll tell you what, the Lakeland defense stacked it up right in the middle, and they didn't get there. They give him forward progress to just short of the 35, which would make it 4th down. Boy, probably a little less than the length of a football, maybe. As they're going to go for it. They're bringing in some other people. As Colton Francis comes in. Linhart will go out. Iverson looks like it's going to line up at quarterback as Knapp is going to come out here on the right side and line up in the receiver spot. So Thorson's going to step up under center here and see if he can pick up the first down. Thorson spins, dives, gets across the 35, and he'll have the first down. 1:43 to play here in the half, and a timeout called by the Indians. So they pick up the first down. Now they want the timeout to decide and talk about what they want to do with 1:43 left to play here in the quarter. So a timeout on the field. We'll sneak one in here as well, and we'll be right back.
KACA.
The back-to-back state champion Westside Pirates get back on the field and will go looking to add to their football legacy next Friday night when they open the 2021 season at home against Firth. Can the Pirates make it 3 straight championships in a row? Join Richard Ward for the call next Friday night. Our coverage gets started at 6:45 right here on FM 105.5 and AM 1340 KACH and on mylocalradio.com.
KACH.
So 1st and 10 for the Indians, just their second first down of the half. 3 receivers left. Knapp wants to roll that way, throws underneath. It's complete to Nelson. Jumps forward across the 45 to the 46, and that'll be back-to-back first downs on an 11-yard completion from Knapp to Nelson. Nelson 2 catches for 56 yards. They'll start the clock after the chains are set with 1:35 to play and come shooting through and getting the sack and a big loss. That is John Cornish, who blitzed from his corner spot and nobody touched him. And that'll be a big loss, and Preston wants another timeout. So we'll keep it here this time. That's a big loss back to the 38-yard line. So it's a loss of about 9 yards. It'll be second down at about 19. This quarter of tonight's game brought to you by Preston Auto Parts CarQuest. Whenever your car starts to make noise, if it's a ping, a bang, or a tick, Preston Auto Parts is your only stop that you need to make. Stop in where you will be treated like a friend. Preston Auto Parts CarQuest, 17 South State Street in Preston, and proud sponsor all year long of the second quarter of Preston High School football. So the ball all the way back to the 38. Check of the Preston 38. They've got to get to the 43 of Lakeland for a first down. And it's second down and long. 6-0. Lakeland leads. Twins to each side. Single setback is Iverson. Out of the shotgun, Knapp laying it up there for Nelson. There's Chevy, he's got it. That'll be a first down as he's knocked out of bounds at the 36. "27-yard reception." Another big catch for Chevy Nelson. So 1st and 10, 1:18 to play. Underneath, they throw it to Thorson over on the left side. Tippy toes his way up the sideline, gets across to the 30, ahead to the 27-yard line. So Preston now finally moving the ball a little bit, getting Lakeland back on their heels just a touch. Back-to-back receptions. And it's 2nd down and 1. And again, people miss their assignments. They'll throw at the sideline, and it's luckily not incomplete, as Linhart came back to knock the ball away, because stepping in front for the potential interception was Richie Thomas, and Linhart knocked it away. So it's 3rd down and 1. 48 seconds to play in the half. As Knapp takes the handoff, or takes the snap, tries to move it over toward the left side, gets across the 25 to the 24 where he's brought down. And timeouts as they pick up the first down. That'll move the chains. And Preston has the ball with 41 seconds left, and 1st and 10 now at the 24. Knapp looking, throws across the middle underneath, tried to get it to Thorson, it was deflected and intercepted. Good defensive play as stepping up to knock the ball away from Thorson, and then the Karam intercepted, and that's another interception against the Indians, their 3rd turnover of the half. So once again, Preston moves the ball, threatens, but are denied as the defense stiffens for Lakeland. They'll get the ball back with 30 seconds to play in the half and a 6-0 lead. So let's see what Lakeland's going to do. They're just going to take a knee and trying to run the clock out here. They're kind of lining up in a bunch formation, more like a victory formation if you were at the end of the game, as the direct snap is taken there by a different quarterback. Suko was down here on the trainer's table, and I don't see him now, but he's not out on the field. As they're letting the clock run, and looks like they'll go off satisfied with a 6-0 lead. As the clock down to 10 seconds, will continue to run, and Preston's defense still standing out on the field, but the clock runs down to zeros, and that is the end of the first half. So 3 turnovers in the first half for Preston here tonight, but 6-0 lead for Lakeland, as they'll take that into the halftime locker room. So we're done with the first half. Stay tuned. The Ralph's Construction halftime report coming up, plus a look at the stats. Brought to you by Naylor Insurance, all coming up in the halftime break. That's on the way next here on Preston Indian Football.
KACH.
When you're on the hunt for your next vehicle, you would be wise to hunt the lot at West Motor Ford in Preston. If you don't find the new or pre-owned vehicle that you're looking for, they will help you search the country high and low for the exact vehicle for you. At West Motor Ford in Preston, they also buy good used vehicles. You need cash now? Bring a good used vehicle to West Motor Ford and they'll write you a check. West Motor Ford in Preston.
West Motor Company. At Preston Drug, we understand that everyone is busy and time is important. That's why we've implemented synchronization. We look at all the monthly prescriptions your family takes, and working with your doctor, we organize them so that you can pick them all up at one time each month. Synchronization with Preston Drug saves you time and money. Call Preston Drug today, and we'll get you into the synchronization system. It's free and it's simple. Preston Drug, 208-852-1563.
When it comes to vehicle repairs, they can get very aggressive at getting the job done right at Motor Jungle in Preston. Motor Jungle takes the repair jobs other mechanics turn down. They work on any model or make a car or truck, yes, even the one you drive. So when your generator refuses to jam, when your carburetor just won't carb, and your pistons won't go up and down, don't get mad. Take it to Motor Jungle in Preston. They'll have your car purring like a kitten. Motor Jungle on the north end of State Street in Preston.
The Halftime Report is sponsored by Ralph's Construction, building homes in the Blue Sage Park region in Preston. Call 435-232-18.
More and more people are moving to the Preston area to live and retire. Since 1978, Ralph Construction's been building custom homes in the Blue Sage Park community, the only 55-year-old plus community in the city of Preston. Come see the downsized, no-hassle lifestyle that Blue Sage Park offers. Ralph Construction will build to your custom specifications, or you can choose one of their existing floor plans. They're just starting phase 2, so there's plenty of great lots still available. Ralph Construction. Call for more information, 435-232-1837. Lawn care and snow removal included. Blue Sage Park by Ralph Construction. 435-232-18.
KACH, mylocalradio.com.
Well, welcome back. We are at halftime as the Lakeland Hawks went the length of the field after a Preston Indian turnover midway through the second quarter and scored on a 26-yard pass from Sacco to Calder. The extra point was blocked, and it's 6-0, and that's where we stand here as we are at halftime here this afternoon. Preston has moved the ball pretty well after the first two possessions. So they win a couple of possessions, moved the ball pretty well. They hit a couple of big plays on passes to Chevy Nelson, which really helped move the ball, but then they became their own worst enemy and shot themselves in the foot by turning the ball over 3 times, twice deep in Lakeland territory that could have produced points, but instead came away with nothing, and it's 6-0 here at halftime here this afternoon. Other than that, the Preston Indian offense kind of sputtered at times. They've had some good plays, some good-looking plays. Knapp has had a hard time getting time to throw. The Preston offense has missed some very key blocks on blitzes, outside corner blitzes from Lakeland, and that's really kind of knocked the wind out of the Preston offense a couple of different times after they moved the ball pretty well, but really weren't able to do a whole lot after that because of the penalties, because of the loss of yardage, and found themselves in must-throw situations that they weren't able to really get out of. So Preston's offense kind of sputtering a little bit, like we talked about in the keys to the game. Able to execute what you learned from earlier in the year and then take those things that you learned and turn them into points. Remember, they had that 7-0 run during the summer, and I understand that's not real football, or at least while you're playing 7-on-7 or camp games, but they know what they're supposed to do. It's a case of doing what they're supposed to do, and one of those things they have to do is pick up those blocks when they need to be picked up. As far as Lakeland goes, well, I kind of like the way the offense for Lakeland has gone. However, something to remember here at the end of the first half on that touchdown pass, that quarterback Devin Succo took a hit to the ribs. He was down here on the trainer's table, and when they walked off the field at halftime, he was not wearing his shoulder pads and carrying them with his helmet, and it remains to see whether he'll be back for the second half of this afternoon's game here or not. So 6-0 Lakeland. We are at halftime. We'll take a timeout. We'll come back. We'll look at the halftime stats. Stats by the halftime are brought to you by Naylor Insurance, and they're coming up next.
KACH.
Regardless of which insurance company you use, when you add a teen driver to your vehicle policy, your rates increase. This is Cheryl Kimball with Naylor Insurance in Preston. If you've got teen drivers, you need to know about the rate-saving plan offered through Mutual of Enumclaw Insurance. Teen Smart is an 8-hour program that, once completed, will lower your rates and make your teen a better driver. Savings and increased safety. It's a win-win. Call us today, 208-852-08.
If you feel like your bank works against you, we invite you to move your accounts to Advantage Plus Federal Credit Union. We work for you, not against you. Serving Southeast Idaho for over 65 years, we offer totally free checking with cash back rewards, 0 fees credit cards, low auto loan rates, and excellent customer service. Visit today, 311 South Highway 91, Preston. Advantage Plus Federal Credit Union. Here, the advantage is yours. Equal housing lender, member NCUA.
Why do I drink milk?
Milk rehydrates my body after I work out.
Milk has the protein I need to build muscle.
Milk helps me maintain a lean body mass.
Milk helps my muscles recover and stay strong.
Milk has the carbohydrates I need to re-energize.
Milk replaces important electrolytes that I lose when I sweat.
As an athlete at Boise State,
I learned that every sip
is a victory.
What do you drink?
What do you drink?
What do you drink?
Milk Victory. Brought to you by United Dairy.
The back-to-back state champion Westside Pirates get back on the field and will go looking to add to their football legacy next Friday night when they open the 2021 season at home against Firth. Can the Pirates make it 3 straight championships in a row? Join Richard Ward for the call next Friday night. Our coverage gets started at 6:45 right here on FM 105.5 and AM 1340 KACH and on mylocalradio.com.
KACH.
Just taking a look around the stands here at halftime. A lot of folks here wearing blue. Made the trip 4.5-hour trip north here to Butte for the game here tonight down from the Preston area. See a lot of folks, familiar faces as well. So a good contingent of folks coming up from Preston to come up and see the game. So time to take a look at our halftime stats here this afternoon. And our halftime stats brought to you by Naylor Insurance. For home, health, life, auto, and insurance all through Mutual of Enumclaw. Try Naylor Insurance, 153 North State Street in Preston, or give them a call at 852-0810. The way the stats unfold here in the first half, first for the Lakeland Hawks, they lead by a score of 6-0 as Devin Suko was 4 of 8 in the first half for a total of 28 yards. Suko also carried the ball 11 times and ran for a total of 75. John Cornish had 8 carries for 20, and Thomas Calder carried the ball twice for a total of 12. As catching, Waddington had 1 catch for 16, Thomas 1 catch for 14, and Huber had 1 catch for 8 in the first half. Lakeland with a total of 8 first downs. They were 3 of 7 on third down tries in the game, and they turned the ball over 1 time. For Preston, Brecker Knapp 4 of 6 in the first half, passing for 51 yards. And then, of course, it was Emery Thorson who had the option pass that he threw deep, the 45-yard completion to Brecker to Chevy Nelson. And so Preston ended up with right at 96 yards passing in the first half overall. Ashton Madsen carried the ball twice for 2 yards. Thorson ended up carrying the ball a total of 4 times for 11. Iverson carried it twice for 7, and Brecker Knapp scrambled once for a total of 7 yards in the first half. Nelson with 3 catches for 83 yards in the first half, and Tyler Linhart also caught 1 ball in the first half for 6 yards. Preston only had 4 first downs in the first half. They were 2 of 5 on third down conversions in the first half, and as we mentioned a little bit ago, fortunately they were their own worst enemy at times, as they had 3 turnovers in the first half, 2 interceptions and 1 fumble, and 2 of the 3 turnovers came deep in Lakeland territory that really not only stalled drives but killed any scoring possibilities for the Indians. in the first half that would have got them on the scoreboard. And as it stands, well, it's 6-0 here in the first half here this afternoon. So we'll take another timeout. Halftime festivities have been brought to you by Ralph's Construction. Sorry, somebody's trying to tell me something. Ralph's Construction, our halftime sponsor of the stats, brought to you by Naylor Insurance. And the second half, about 4 minutes away. As we look across the field, the Indians over there going through some adjustments and coaching by the Indian coaching staff. They didn't even go back out to the locker room. It's a long walk back to the locker room. They stayed right on the sidelines as they continue to talk about the way the first half went. Second half coming up in just a few minutes, 6-0. Lakeland leads. Back with more right after this.
KACH, my local radio.
More and more people are moving to the Preston area to live and retire. Since 1978, Ralph Construction's been building custom homes in the Blue Sage Park community, the only 55-year-old plus community in the city of Preston. Come see the downsized, no-hassle lifestyle that Blue Sage Park offers. Ralph Construction will build to your custom specifications, or you can choose one of their existing floor plans. They're just starting phase 2, so there's plenty of great lots still available. Ralph Construction. Call for more information, 435-232-1837. Lawn care and snow removal included. Blue Sage Park by Ralph Construction, 435-232-1837.
This is Ron Smaley from Webb Funeral Home, thanking Preston Indian and Westside Pirate fans for your loyalty over the years. You have helped make Webb Funeral Home Franklin County's most trusted name in funeral services since 1925. Our staff is available 24 hours a day, 7 days a week to provide compassionate service in your time of need. We also offer a full range of services, including many funeral pre-planning options to meet everyone's budget, an excellent monument selection, and the best aftercare services available. Let us answer any questions you may have by calling 208-852-0533. Webb Funeral Home, since 1925. You know us, you trust us, we're here to stay.
It's easy, fun, fast, and affordable. Do all of your grocery shopping online at Stokes Market. Simply log into stokesgrocery.com. Select the Shop Online tab and shop for your items. Then select the pickup time that is convenient for you. Pay online, and if you can't get out, then have someone else pick up your groceries for you. Do your grocery shopping online and still shop locally. It's part of the new normal, and it's fun. Do it now. Shop, enjoy, save at stokesgrocery.com.
When it comes to all things electrical, Sean Carter and the guys at S&T Electrical should always be your go-to crew. With experience in everything from new construction to repairs, service, and new installations, S&T Electrical is professional and friendly in all they do. Your electrical work will be done right. Call S&T Electric today at 208-852-5878.
This is Sean Carter with S&T Electric in Preston, Idaho. It's what we do.
Across the FM airwaves, we're heard at 105.5. On the far-reaching AM dial, we're at 1340. And on the internet at mylocalradio.com. Wherever you find us, we are KACH, Preston, Smithfield, Logan.
Well, we get ready to start the second half here as both teams back out onto the field. Still about 2 minutes away if they go by what's on the clock before we start the second half of this afternoon's game. So Lakeland leads by the score of 6-0 as Preston had opportunities in the first half but were unable to score. So we'll sneak in another quick timeout here. We'll come back and we'll have the second half for you coming up right after these messages.
KACH.
It's always refreshing to shop where you know you're appreciated. It's even better when you can get everything you need, quality parts at fair prices. The team at Preston Auto Parts CarQuest appreciate every customer. They work hard to make sure that you have the right part the first time, on time. Whether it's motorcycles, farm and ranch, lawn and garden, or car and truck parts, you can always get it all at Preston Auto Parts CarQuest. Stop in today at 17 South State Street in Preston.
Regardless of which insurance company you use, when you add a teen driver to your vehicle policy, your rates increase. This is Cheryl Kimball with Naylor Insurance in Preston. If you've got teen drivers, you need to know about the rate-saving plan offered through Mutual of Enumclaw Insurance. Teen Smart is an 8-hour program that, once completed, will lower your rates and make your teen a better driver. Savings and increased safety. It's a win-win. Call us today, 208-852-08.
KACH.
Well, as we look down on the sideline here, the quarterback for Lakeland right down here in front of us, Devin Suko, does have his shoulder pads back on after he was checked out by the medical staff there toward the end of the first half. But he's got his pads back on, and at least right now it would appear as if he likely would come back into the game. But we'll have to wait and see until Lakeland gets the ball back, as Preston won the toss, deferred to the second half, and they will get the ball to start the second half of this afternoon's game. As for those listening on KACH, they will be going from left to right here in the second half, or at least here in the third quarter. As Emerson, now they're going to flip-flop, as Emerson and Chevy Nelson will have to jog the length of the field here before we can get started here in the second half and line up for the kickoff. So not sure who was mistaken, but they'll have to change ends. So Nelson and Thorson will be back deep here for the Indians. Expecting the kickoff here, as Jack Butcher will kick off here for Lakeland. Referees say we're ready, and here we go. As Butcher line drive kick, this is going to come down to Thorson at about the 15. Emery goes across the field, gets a block, gets across the 30, still on his feet, up to about the 34-yard line. Nice return by Emery Thorson, and Preston starts in pretty good field position from their own 34. So Knapp, who was 4 of 6 in the first half for 51 yards. Preston threw for 96 overall. The option pass by Emery Thorson, good for 45 of that. And 1st and 10 Indians from their own 34 as we start the third quarter. Knapp looks down at the play sheet on his wrist. Twin receivers to each side. Thorson in motion. Fake it to Thorson. Give it to Iverson. Iverson gets up short game. Nice play in the middle, as reaching out to trip up Iverson as he tried to make a move was Connor Moore, number 26. So a 1-yard gain for Charles Iverson. And it'll bring up 2nd down and 9 from the 35. Again, out of the shotgun, they'll throw underneath. It comes to Nelson. He has it, 40, up to the 45. Run out of bounds. They're going to give him the 46, which will be good for a 1st down. 10-yard gain. As Nelson able to put his head down and pick up the yardage. That gives him 93 yards receiving here in the game. 1st and 10 from their own 46 for the Indians. Again, they'll go twin receivers to each side. Single setback in the backfield with Knapp. Thorson goes in motion. They'll give it to Thorson. Emery rolling around the far side. Gets around one man, gets upended, but falls forward to just short of the 50. See where they're going to mark that, where they put him down, as they will put the ball down at the 49. That'll be a 3-yard gain for Emery Thorson. Ran a long way for 3 yards. But it's 2nd down and 7. We're coming to you tonight from Montana Tech, home of the Ore Diggers. As the opening game of the year for Preston and Lakeland. Underneath the throw as Linhart wrestled with it. Did he get it? Yeah, they're going to give him the catch. That'll be about a 6-yard gain. And it'll bring up 3rd down and call it 3rd down and 3. So Linhart with his 2nd catch of the day. Preston moving the ball fairly well coming out of the halftime break. Knapp kind of eyeing over the situation, checks both sides. Twin receivers to each side again. Knapp wants to throw, lobs it up. Going to go deep, and it goes to Linhart. He breaks the tackle. He's gone for the touchdown. 47-yard touchdown pass, and the Preston Indians are on the board. Knapp to Linhart for 47 and a score. So they tie the game. Here are their opening possession in quarter number 3. As that goes 47 for the score. So here to try the extra point, Caden Johnson in to kick. Spot kick is going to be through and good. So the Motor Jungle touchdown for the Indians, the extra point by Caden Johnson, and it's 7-6, and Preston has their first lead. 9:17 to play here in the third. Take a timeout. Back with the kickoff right after this.
KACH.
Regardless of which insurance company you use, when you add a teen driver to your vehicle policy, your rates increase. This is Cheryl Kimball with Naylor Insurance in Preston. If you've got teen drivers, you need to know about the rate-saving plan offered through Mutual of Enumclaw Insurance. Teen Smart is an 8-hour program that, once completed, will lower your rates and make your teen a better driver. Savings and increased safety. It's a win-win. Call us today, 208-852-08.
KACH, mylocalradio.com.
Well, the scoring pass from Knapp to Linhart, and the extra point is good, and Preston has their first lead of the game. They lead 7-6. Here with 9:17 to play here in the third quarter. As the Motor Jungle kickoff here, it will be Emery Thorson to kick this ball off. Now with a lead for the first time. Just a little one-step kick as it's going to come down, as that comes down to Cornish. Cornish gets it about the 15, runs it ahead to the 30 where he's brought down, and that's where the Lakeland offense will come out for the first time. Whoops, Cornish gets up hobbled a little bit and comes up hopping off the field, not really able to put much weight down on that left ankle. As he stops just over the sideline, he's going to make his way over toward the trainer's table here, and we'll see if Cornish is going to be able to come back out on the field. Speaking of coming back on the field, Devin Suko is back on the field, the quarterback for Lakeland, as he'll come out and put the offense back into motion here. Cornish visibly upset here on the sideline, but still not able to put much weight on that left ankle. So 1st and 10, handoff, and big hole up the middle across the 40, the 45 falling forward across midfield, as it's Connor Moore with a 21-yard gain. So Moore goes for 21. And the first down, as they get the ball back over onto the Preston side of the field. And in motion, they'll hand it off as it goes to Calder. Calder gets up to the 45. That'll be a gain of 3. And to bring up second down. Second down and 7 from the Preston 45. 7-6 Indians here in quarter number 3. Dan Hubbard, Val Cook back in studio tonight. Once again, we want to wish John Beverly a speedy recovery. Had a little surgery this week. Hopefully he'll be back with us next week. As Suko throws underneath, it's complete. And then brought down immediately. Forward progress to the 40-yard line. It's going to bring up third down and short, as the pass complete to Richie Thomas, and now Indians slow to get up here along the near sideline. That might be Tyler Linhart laying down here on the near sideline. So a timeout on the field as they come on and work on Linhart. As coach comes across to check on his injured player, and as they work on Tyler, let's squeeze in a timeout here real quick, and we'll be right back.
KACH.
It's always refreshing to shop where you know you're appreciated. It's even better when you can get everything you need. Quality parts at fair prices. The team at Preston Auto Parts CarQuest appreciate every customer. They work hard to make sure that you have the right part the first time, on time. Whether it's motorcycles, farm and ranch, lawn and garden, or car and truck parts, you can always get it all at Preston Auto Parts CarQuest. Stop in today at 17 South State Street in Preston.
KACH.
Well, Tyler Linhart up and walking off. Looks like that could be a left shoulder problem as Tyler heads over toward the trainer's table. Dave will take a look at him as Tyler kind of holding up his left hand, which would indicate some kind of a shoulder issue, not wanting to let the arm dangle down. So 3rd down and 2 here for Lakeland after the completed pass. Whoops, bad snap, goes right through Suko's hands, and they got him all the way back to the 39. That's a 21-yard loss. And it'll bring up 4th down and very long, and the kicking team comes back on here for Lakeland. So they move the ball pretty good on the first couple of plays, and then a mistake. They're able to get the ball back. They don't cover it, but that's the second bad snap by Lakeland here on the day. Remember the first play from scrimmage. They snapped the ball right past the quarterback, Suko, when he wasn't looking for a loss. So here we go as it will be Devin Inglet dropping back to receive the punt as he stands back about his own 22. Pretty good punt, spiraling kick. Inglet comes over. He's going to let it go as it bounces out of bounds up the sideline. And let's see. They're going to mark it where? At the 12. Say it bounced out right there. And then took a left-hand turn and went out of bounds. Yep, that's what they're going to say. So it'll be Preston's ball at the 12 or 13-yard line. Looks like now they're going to make it the 13. So Preston's offense will come back out of the field, leading 7-6 here in quarter number 2. Today's game brought to you by Rounds & Associates Insurance, offering many options for your insurance coverage. They're at 85 South State Street in Preston. Come in and get your competitive quote today or call 852-2500. That's 852-2500. Twin receivers to each side for the Indians. Single set back out of the shotgun as they'll give it to Thorson. Emery with a big hold. Breaks it up the sideline. Now cuts it back across up to the 40. Still on his feet at the 45. Across the 50. Falls forward to the 46-yard line. 41-yard run for Emery Thorson. That's his biggest run of the day. And another first down here for the Indians. That gives them a total of 6 now in the game. So the big first down. Thorson rumbles for 41. As Madsen comes back in motion now. He'll set in the slot. 3 receivers left. Knapp looking left. Throws underneath. He's got his man as it's right to Ashton Madsen. And that'll be good for a 6-yard gain. So Madsen with his first catch of the day for 6 yards. Preston's offense now starting to come to life here a little bit. Knapp, keeper, up the middle, across the 30, where he's dropped right there, but again, good enough for the first down. That'll be a 10-yard quarterback draw for Brecker Knapp. Back-to-back first downs. That'll move the chains again. Knapp now 120 yards passing on the day as well. 5:45 left here in quarter number 3. Preston leads 7-6. Whoop. Give it inside to Thorson. Thorson almost had a man right in his back when he took the handoff, as Waddington almost took the handoff for him. And then Thorson would find himself in a crowd. And it ends up about a 5-yard loss of yardage back to the 35-yard line, make it the 36. So second down and about 16 here for Preston as the clock runs with 5:10 to play. Cade Lords into the game. He'll line up in the slot right. Inglet wide right. Plus 2 receivers out here to the left. Nelson, the widest one, out near the sideline. They empty the backfield as Thorson now comes over and lines up in the slot left. And that's going to be too much time. Preston didn't get the play off. So that'll push the ball back 5 yards. That's just the second penalty of the day against the Indians for a total of 15 yards. But that one kind of hurt a little bit as they didn't get the play off. So they'll push the ball back to the 40. It's 2nd down and 20 for the Preston offense. 4:48 on the clock. Preston leads 7-6. Knapp rolling, throws underneath. Behind his intended receiver, Lords, and incomplete. So that stops the clock again with 4:40 to play here in the half, or in the quarter. So still, now it's 3rd down and 20. Everyone looking over at the sideline as the coaches signal in the plays. They have a couple of different coaches that wear the yellow vests like they're working on the side of the highway for the Idaho Highway Services. They signal in the plays. One's live and one's not. They're trying to kind of keep the offense, or the defense rather, on its toes because they don't know exactly what's coming in. Four wides here for the Indians. Single setback. Knapp wants to throw. It's Nelson. The ball was tipped, and then Nelson tipped it, and it went in and out of the hands of the defender, Lucas Williams. So the ball was tipped twice. Once before it got to Nelson. Nelson had to go off his hands, and then Williams dropped it. 4th down and 20. And this will bring up a punting situation for the Indians as they'll try to pin the Hawks deep in their own territory here with 4:36 to play in the 3rd. As here's the snap. Knapp has to go up and get it. Little pooch kick as it's going to come down in a crowd, and then immediately after Calder made the play, immediately coming in to make the tackle was Charlie Rojas, the senior for the Indians. So after the punt, it'll be Lakeland ball at their own 16. So 1st and 10. Devin Suko comes back onto the field as the quarterback. Remember, he took a shot, looked like to the ribs is what they're looking at the end of the first half. As a little swing pass. Nope, it's going to be nothing. As they thought about swinging it out to the right, but before they could do anything, Jaden Perkins, the senior for the Indians, came right through the middle, and Suko had to just bail out and take the sack. Loses 5 on the play. It'll bring up 2nd down and 15. Look down here at the trainer's table, down here below us, and John Cornish is still sitting here with the trainer, although it looks like they're going to start taping up his left ankle. But I don't know if he'll be back in the game or not. Handoff on the 2nd and 15 play. And coming up the middle, Skylar Huber with the carry. Short gain. That'll bring up 3rd down and 12, so a 3-yard gain for Huber. 3.5 to play here in quarter number 3. Out of the shotgun, Suko wants to throw deep. He's got a man there, but Nelson knocks it away. Heck of a defensive play by Chevy Nelson, and it's going to bring up 4th down and long. Suko now 4 of 9 for 28 yards in the game. And another punting situation is once again, it'll be Devin Inglet to drop back and to accept the punt as he stands at his own 46. Waddington, the punter, stands just outside of his own end zone, so he'll hit this from about the 4. There's the snap. Pretty good snap. Nice kick. Inglet comes over, makes the catch at the 46. Now across midfield, puts his head down, gets across the 45, ahead to the 43. Nice return by Devin Inglet, and that's where Preston's offense will come back out to work in Lakeland territory with 3:06 to play here in the quarter. 7-6 Preston on top here in the second half. Preston got their points on a 47-yard pass from Knapp to Inglet. The conversion was good. However, Inglet left here in the third quarter with what appeared to be a shoulder injury, and he's not out there now. Don't see him over on the sideline over on the far side, but he has his jersey off or what? Shotgun snap to Knapp. He wants to roll right, throws over the head of Madsen over there. Ashton Madsen not quite that tall. So it's an incomplete pass, and it's second down and 10. That breaks a string of 4 straight completions for Knapp. So he's now 8 of 12 for 120 yards and a touchdown here in the game. Now I see Lindhart. He's standing over there on the sidelines next to Dave, the trainer. At least he can put his hand up over his head. That's a good sign. As the inside toss goes to Emery Thorson, gets across the 40 to the 39. That'll be about a 3 or 4 yard gain for Thorson as they'll mark the ball ahead to the 38. And it's going to bring up third down and about 5 here for the Indians. But first, a timeout on the field with 2:35 to play here in the quarter. And we'll take the timeout here as well. 2:35 left. Preston leads 7-6 here in the third. Timeout. We'll be right back.
KACA.
We are Dairy West. That means we are milk people, family people, animal people, people people. We are environment-loving people, giving back people, job-creating people, and glass all the way full people. As your local dairy producers, we are more than farmers. We are Dairy West.
Third down and about 5 for Preston out of the timeout. Knapp out of the shotgun. 4 wides, 2 to each side. Now he's leaning down, saying something into the ear of Iverson standing next to him. And once again, they don't get the play off. A delay of game out of the timeout. Almost an unforgivable sin. Third flag against the Indians for 20 yards on the day. So now it's third down and 10. Knapp wants to throw underneath. Thorson had it, dropped it. Might have heard some footsteps as coming up in a hurry was Cody Morse as Thorson dropped the ball, and that'll bring up fourth down. So punting situation as again Preston will try to pin Lakeland deep in their own territory as Thomas Calder going to go back in, stand inside his own 10-yard line here as Brecker Knapp should hit this from just on the Preston side of the 50-yard line. End over end, kind of a pooch kick. Calder comes way up. Whoops, that hit somebody and then bounced forward, and Calder able to jump on it at the 28. Yeah, where are they gonna mark it? Now one official is pointing way back near the 20. Where are they gonna spot this? As they say that the ball touched a Preston player and bounced forward, which would have killed the play. Or that Calder had to go up and play it, and they call it a muff. And of course you can't advance a muff. Let's see. Either way, after all that discussion, they're still going to spot the ball where Calder covered it at the 28. So first and 10 for Lakeland from their own 28-yard line. 1:56 left in the third. Man in motion coming back here to the left side. They'll hand it to him. That's Calder. And Calder runs right into Charles Iverson, who throws him back for a big loss. Iverson throws him down all the way back to the 22. That'll be a 6-yard loss. It'll be second down and 16. So the Hawks will go trips left this time, single receiver right. As Calder still sitting down here on the trainer's table. They taped up his left ankle, but still doesn't have a shoe on. The throw underneath is complete as it goes to Richie Thomas for a short gain. As they get the ball back up to the original line of scrimmage, and it's going to be third down and 10. So a 6-yard gain. Third down and call it a long 10, almost 11. Twin receivers to each side. Now he wants to look. His man slips and falls, but the ball's tapped anyway. Calder's who they were looking for, and he slipped and fell out of the break, but the ball was deflected at the line of scrimmage by Jaden Perkins anyway, so it would have fallen incomplete, and it's fourth down. So they'll give the ball right back. As again, Devin Inglet going to drop back deep for the Indians as he stands about his own 35. 38 seconds to play here in the third. Preston leads 7-6. Waddington again will punt. He stands inside his own 20. As here's the punt. High wobbler. Inglet with the fair catch. Dropped it. And who's got it? It looks like there's one Indian there along with Inglet who may have been able to crawl along the ground and make get the ball back. Nope. Now Lakeland comes out celebrating as they have the ball. Jaden Perkins was the man down there for the Indians, but it looked like he had it. But if he did, Lakeland wrestled it away from him. So Inglet muffs the punt. And it will be Lakeland's ball again at the Preston 41. Call that a turnover. That's their fourth turnover of the game for the Indians. And first and 10 for Lakeland. 17 seconds to play here in the third quarter. Preston still holding on to that 1-point lead at 7-6. Suka wants to throw. Goes down the middle, and it's caught inside the 10, down to the 5, to the 4. As coming over to make the catch is Richie Thomas. "35-yard pass play. First and goal. Thomas with his second catch of the day. Gives him 49 yards receiving. First and goal, ball at the 4-yard line. But they won't do anything before we go to the fourth quarter as time runs out. After 3, Preston leads 7-6. Fourth quarter tonight brought to you by Webb Funeral Home. We'll go to the fourth when we come back right after this.
KACH.
Webb Funeral Home, established in Preston in 1925, has served the needs of Franklin County families and their neighbors for several generations. Now in their modern new full-service facilities just off Highway 91 south of Preston, Webb Funeral Home continues to offer caring and professional services to all residents of the area in their time of need. Funeral directors Douglas Webb, Ron Smaley, and Jordan Webb, along with aftercare specialist Jody Rasmussen, thank you for your trust in them and welcome your questions and concerns anytime. A message from your friends at Webb.
When it comes to vehicle repairs, they can get very aggressive at getting the job done right at Motor Jungle in Preston. Motor Jungle takes the repair jobs other mechanics turn down. They work on any model or make a car or truck, yes, even the one you drive. So when your generator refuses to jam, when your carburetor just won't carb, and your pistons won't go up and down, don't get mad. Take it to Motor Jungle in Preston. They'll have your car purring like a kitten. Motor Jungle on the north end of State Street in Preston.
KACH. KACH.
Well, we'll go the fourth quarter. Indians lead 7-6. However, Lakeland threatening here as we open the fourth. Two wides to the right. Kind of an offset I formation behind Suko, who tries to run straight forward, runs into a crowd. Give him forward progress maybe to about the 3 before they push him back. So it'll be a short gain. Give Suko a yard, and it's going to be second and goal from the 4. That's 12 carries for 76 yards for the Lakeland quarterback. Again, out of the shotgun. Again, he's going to go straight forward, and again, he's going nowhere. As, again, it's the middle part of the Preston line, and now they're going to say the ball came loose, and it did. Preston has it. So Suko ran right into the heart of the defense, and someone stripped it away from him. Preston comes up with it, and that's the second turnover today for Lakeland, and it's 1st and 10. Preston deep in their own territory as they have it at their own 5. So the 7-6 lead stays intact 45 seconds into the fourth quarter, brought to you by Webb Funeral Home. So Knapp, in the shadow of his own goalpost, puts the ball back into play. 1st and 10 for the Indians. Good news, Tyler Linhart back on the field. 4 wides for the Indians. Tyler, or I should say Booker, scanning the field, hands it to Iverson straight ahead, pops it outside across the 10, across the 15, where he's brought down. 10-yard gain for Iverson. That's 5 carries unofficially for 59 yards for Charles here in his first game of the year. Looking down, his dad, the dentist, Dr. Iverson, here made the trip up here as he's sitting just below us. They go back to Iverson again, and he gets across maybe a forward. He might get back to the line of scrimmage, maybe a yard. Let's see where they mark him. As Iverson will get, boy, short if any. So it's second down and call it 9.5. Preston stays 4 wides, 2 to each side. Single setback is Iverson, as he'll line up on the left shoulder of Knapp as they call the play in. Now Brecker will move him over to the right side as they'll fake it to him. Brecker looking, here comes the blitz, and they got him again all the way back to the 6. So a big loss will bring up 3rd down and long for the Preston offense. They'll mark it officially at the 8. Either way, it's going to be 3rd and very long. 3rd and 20. They haven't shown that fly pattern to Chevy Nelson for a while. I'm not sure if you dare try that here deep in your own end zone or your own zone. Looking, they'll throw it to Nelson. They're trying to go up and get it, and it's intercepted. They hung it up, and Nelson couldn't get to it, and coming over, Lucas Williams to make the interception. 5th turnover of the game against the Indians. That's Knapp's 3rd interception tonight. Remember, he had a dozen last year, and he has 3 already here tonight in the first game of the year. So the turnover, they get the ball back. 1st and 10 Hawks at their own 34, 9:33 to play here in the fourth quarter. Fourth quarter of tonight's game brought to you by Webb Funeral Home. Remember, Webb Funeral Home, or their compassionate staff will help you in your time of need. Call them at 852-0533. You know them, you trust them, they're here to stay. So 1st and 10, Suko, handoff inside, coming up to make the stop, and Colton Francis makes the first contact, and it's actually going to be a loss of about a yard on the play. as they're going to mark him down at the 35, so it's going to bring down 2nd down and 11. Nice play by Francis to step up and stick his head in there from his linebacker spot and force the 1-yard loss. 4 receivers right this time as the throw out here is complete, but then coming up to make the stop is Charles Iverson and throws the receiver down. Connor Moore was the receiver, kind of stumbled coming out of his break, and that allowed Iverson the momentum that he needed to come up as the reception ends up as a big loss. The ball back to the 42. It's 3rd down and 17. As the pass complete, but the result is a big loss. So they'll go twins to each side. Single setback is Moore. They fake to Moore. They'll throw across the middle. It's too tall and will bring up 4th down. And again, another kicking situation. But will they bring in the kick team here with 8 minutes to play in the 4th, trailing? Yes, they will. They don't have a choice. So they'll try to pin Preston deep, as Waddington will again go back in punt formation. Inglet goes back and stands inside his own 10. Remember last time they kicked, Inglet muffed the reception and it was another turnover. So 4th down, 17, punt situation here for the Hawks. Here's the snap. Waddington kicks it from midfield. It's a low liner this time, and it's going to bounce right up the sidelines and go out of bounds at the 5. So Preston had the ball at the 5 a few minutes ago. They got it back at the 5 here again with 8:09 to play here in the 4th quarter. Brought to you by Webb Funeral Home and the Indians clinging to that slim 1-point lead. It's 7-6. Remember, we're back at Preston High School next week, 7 o'clock kickoff, as the Shelley Russets will be in town for a 6:30 pregame show next week. Remember, Shelley beat Preston last year on opening night in Shelley, 33-19. So Preston has a little revenge they could be looking for. 1st and 10, again turned deep in their own territory. Knapp signals out the new play to the wide receivers. Thorson comes in motion as they'll hand it off inside after the fake handoff to Thorson, and it's Charles Iverson running ahead for 10 yards. So give him 9 officially on the play. 2nd down and 1. They'll spot the ball at the 14. Again, Preston stays in their spread offense. Four receivers, 2 to each side. Madsen in motion. They give it off inside. Again, it's Iverson has the 1st down as he gets up to the 19. And most of all, the clock continues to run. After they set the chains, it'll be 7:33 to play here in quarter number 4. First and 10. What Preston needs now is just a nice drive that'll consume the final 7.5 minutes on the clock. Knapp. Inside handoff as it goes to Inglet. He's stacked up almost immediately. And see where they're going to mark the ball. Play started from the 19. Boy, they're going to push that. They're going to push that back to the 14 and call it a 5-yard loss. That's fairly generous for Lakeland, as when the first contact was made with Inglet, it was up closer to the 17. Give it to Iverson. Sweep left. Charles tripped up, falls forward, gets back up near the 19-yard line, so he gets the 5 or 6 yards on the loss the play before back, and it's going to bring up 3rd down and long for the Indians. 8 carries, 79 yards unofficially for Iverson on the day. Yeah, it's 3rd down, and call it a long 9. Ball spotted just not quite on the 20-yard line. Toss comes to Thorson, wants to throw, pulls it down. Now going to pull it back down again. gets across the 20, falls forward to the 24. And it's going to bring up 4th down and long here, and a punting situation for the Indians with 4th down and 6. Now the clock runs as it goes under 6 minutes to play here in the game. 7-3 Preston. 5:50 officially on the clock. So Knapp drops back in punt formation. And Calder stands back deep at about his own 40. Tell you what, Calder does more questioning of the officials than anybody I've seen. Low line drive kick. Comes to Calder at the 47. Breaks a tackle, gets across midfield. Tries to pop it outside, gets away from Linhart. But finally, there is Colton Francis to run him out of bounds. But again, it's all the way back up near the 40-yard line. Nice return. And Lakeland will start in plus territory here with 5:23 to play. 7-6 Preston leads here in the fourth quarter, brought to you by Webb Funeral Home. They'll put the ball down at the 39. So here comes the offense back out on the field here for Lakeland. And once again, no John Cornish, who was their main running attack in the first half. He's with an ankle injury. He's down here on the trainer's table. First down pass is complete up near the 36 as the pass complete to Skylar Hubbard. Give him about 3 yards on the play. That's 72 yards passing, and what has been a difficult day here for Devin Suko. They'll swing it outside as they go back outside. And again, running with the ball is Calder. Breaks a couple of tackles and gets down to the 21, and it's another first down on the 20-yard completion. They'll move the chains. It'll be 1st and 10 at the 21. Clock continues to run. 5:09 to play in the game. 3 receivers left again for Lakeside. Single receiver right. Shotgun, they look right. They go out there to Thomas. He has this one. Makes the catch, jumps forward out of bounds at the 13. That's about another 7-yard gain. Third catch of the game for Thomas. You see, was able to roll out of bounds, so the clock stops with 4:55 to play. And in motion comes back to this side is Jackson Lutz. He lines up in the slot left. Thomas still wide right. They're going to go outside there again to Thomas, and this time it's batted away on a good defensive play. Going up to knock that ball away was Owen Judd, number 9 for the Indians. So it's 3rd down and short. 3rd down and about 2. Inside the Indian 15. Suko looks back toward the bench. Now it's a bad snap again. Suko's got a chase and throwing him down all the way back at the 35 is Charles Iverson able to throw him down. A big loss of yardage. That's a 22-yard loss on the 3rd bad snap of the game tonight by the Lakeland center, and the clock runs with 4.5 to play, and it's 4th down and very long, and they have to punt again. So here comes the kicking team again back onto the field here for Lakeland. Certainly with only 4.5 minutes to go, you think you might try to go for it, but 4th down and 20, you're probably not going to get that. So here's Waddington to kick. As here's the kick is almost straight up in the air. It's going nowhere. It's going to bounce at the 22 and down at the 22. So the punt is about a 10-yard net. And Preston has the ball in better field position. They've had it in just about the entire 4th quarter with 4:11 to play and holding on to a 7-6 lead. First and 10 from their own 22. It's kind of funny. Waddington on the punt, he took his time to see if they were going to rush him and try to hurry him. Man, as he took his time, he ended up just kicking the ball right straight up in the air. So the Indians break the huddle. 4:11 to play in the quarter. 3 receivers out into the pattern, plus the tight end on the left side. As they give it inside, Thorson pops it outside, has the 30, has a crease, gets across the 30 to the 32. 10-yard gain for Emery Thorson. That'll be close to a first down. See if they're going to spot the ball. It'll be at the 33, and that will be a first down, so it is a 10-yard gain for Emery. That's 9 first downs is all for the Preston Indian offense here tonight. In a low-scoring battle where both teams have had opportunities, but the turnovers and bad snaps have killed both sides. Preston's turned the ball over 5 times tonight. Twins to each side for the Preston offense, handed inside to Iverson. Iverson puts his head down and gets across the 35 to the 36. He gains 3, but most of all, it'll keep the clock running. As we go under 4 minutes to play now. Preston will take their time to get the snap off as they look over to the sideline as they signal the play in. 2nd down and 7 from their own 37-yard line. 3.5 to play. Preston holding on to a slim 1-point lead. Give it to Iverson. Cross the 40. Spins to the 45. Still on his feet. Up to midfield. Good run by Emery Thorson as he gains 12 and another first down. So they'll move the chains. Preston will keep possession and the clock will continue to roll. As they start the clock again, 3:19 to play. And again, they'll take their time as Knapp looks over the coaching staff, signaling in the plays. 1st and 10 from right at midfield. Again, 4 wides for the Indians. 2 to each side. And they'll hand it off. Iverson gets back to the line of scrimmage, maybe gains a foot, but most importantly, it'll keep the clock rolling. Nope. Lakeland's going to call a timeout with 2:49 to play. So 2nd down and 10 for the Indians when we come back. 2:49 left on the clock. Timeout. We'll be right back.
KACA.
A higher level of precision and accuracy, that's what the new Naveo robotic assistance system at Franklin County Medical Center provides you. Whether you're in need of revision, partial or total knee replacement, the new robotic assisted surgery technology at Franklin County Medical Center allow knee surgery candidates the comfort of knowing that their knee surgery will be performed with confidence, improving the function, feel, and longevity of your new knee. Learn more about the new robotics machine at fcmc.org. Franklin County Medical Center, where hospitality and
KACH. KACH.
Don't forget the Westside Pirates. They will start their season next Friday night as they will be home against Firth. You'll be able to hear that game here on KACH and on the website, My Local Radio. We'll have a tape delayed broadcast of the Preston game next week, but live on the internet at mylocalradio.com with the video feed. Knapp with the keeper. Big hole across midfield, across the 45. Falls forward to the 49, a 9-yard gain. Well, they were looking for something inside. Knapp took it out of Iverson's belly and bounced it outside left and ran for 9. As he fell short of the first down, he'll continue to run the clock, and we're down to 2:20 to play. 3rd down and 1. Iverson, the lone setback. As, boy, thought they had him to jump, but then Thorson calls a timeout. 3 of the 4 down linemen for Lakeland jumped, but they didn't call it. So they must not have jumped across all the way with 2:03 to play here in the quarter. Another timeout. We'll take one as well. We'll be right back.
KACH.
It has been too long since you enjoyed some delicious pasta on your dinner plate. Wait no longer. Stop by Stokes Market in Preston this week, where you'll find select varieties of pasta, 88 cents a box, and select varieties of pasta sauce, 24-ounce bottles, 2 for $3. Cook it up, put it on a plate next to a perfectly grilled petite sirloin steak, which you'll find at Stokes Market this week for $4.49 a pound. And you'll be serving a dinner fit for a king. Enjoy it tonight. When you shop, enjoy, save at Stokes Market in Preston.
KACH.
So here's the situation. 3rd down and 1. Preston trying to milk the clock. 2:03 to play. They're holding on to a 1-point lead. And Preston needs a yard here on the 3rd down play to move the chains and keep the clock rolling. Knapp goes up under center. Handoff, Iverson. He has the first down, up to the 37. That'll stop the clock momentarily, move the chains. 85 yards rushing for Charles Iverson tonight. As the clock starts again, 1:55 to play and moving as we roll inside 2 minutes. As Knapp again stands over at looking over to the sideline as they signal in the plays. As they're still waiting and still waiting, and all the time the clock's still rolling. It's down to 1:33. They're going to have to hurry to get this clock play off. As the back judge is motioning to down the seconds, they give it to Iverson, and he gets back near the line of scrimmage. He might lose a yard. And a timeout here taken by Lakeland to stop the clock with 1:23 to play. So 2nd down. I'm going to say he got back to the line of scrimmage. So it'll be 2nd down and 10 coming up. As tonight's game brought to you by West Motors. Remember, if you're looking for a new car, it's something for students to drive back and forth to school, whether it be Preston, Westside, or even Utah State, it's West Motors is the place to go for new Fords, Chryslers, Jeep, Plymouth, or Dodge trucks. West Motors in Preston and in Logan. So 2nd down and 10. Fortunately, they don't keep up on the timeouts remaining, as Lakeland has used 2 here very quickly. They may be out of timeouts now. Preston needs 1 more first down. They can burn out the clock with 1:23 left. In fact, if they don't throw an incomplete pass or give the ball up, they can get the clock down inside a minute before they have to run a 3rd down play. 2nd down and 10. Knapp will spin out, now throw underneath, and it's almost picked off. Madsen makes the catch. Dives forward to the 25. The ball was broken up originally by Connor Moore. Then I think the ball went off his hands or his foot up in the air, and coming over alertly, Ashton Madsen to make the catch out of midair, and it is a first down with 1:14 to play. Wow, what crazy the bounces the ball takes sometimes. So with a first down, Preston can almost run out the clock. In fact, they're going to go into the victory formation here. 1 minute to play as Knapp waiting, looks back at the back judge. Now he starts to count off the final seconds, and he'll take a knee. 48 seconds to play, so they'll need to snap it one more time. So for the Indians, showed so much promise during the camp league season and the 7-on-7 season over the summer. Well, the offense struggled a little bit in the first half, but able to hit on some big plays, including the biggest play of the game, 47 yards from Kemp from Knapp to Linhart that gave them the tie in the third quarter. The field goal, the extra point was good, and Knapp takes a knee, and they won't have to snap it again as Preston comes all the way up here to Butte, and they're going to go home with a 7-6 win. It'll be a happy bunch of Indians on the bus ride home here tonight as Preston wins it tonight by the final score of 7-6. That's your final. As we'll be back, we'll have the postgame wrap for you as the postgame show, including the Ralph's Construction Player of the Game. That comes up in just a couple of minutes as the postgame show is next after Preston beats Lakeland by the final score tonight of 7-6. Tonight's game has been brought to you by West Motors, your only stop for new and used cars in Preston and in Logan. Stoche Market True Value, with the freshest meats and produce you'll find in all of the city of Preston. By Franklin County Medical Center, with the finest care in all of the Cache Valley. Rounds & Associates Insurance Agency, an independent agency with many options for all of your insurance needs. Preston Auto Parts, CarQuest. We have all the parts you need to keep your car running strong. Webb Funeral Home, serving Preston and surrounding communities since 1925. Ralph's Construction, building homes in the Blue Sage Park region in Preston. Naylor Insurance for home, health, life, and auto from Mutual of Enumclaw. Now stay tuned for the postgame show. Coming right up. Last year, the Preston Lady Indians volleyball team went all the way to the state tournament before seeing their season come to an end. This year, they look to make those final few steps to get them to a title. The road back to the state tournament starts Wednesday when the Lady Indians head to Skyline High School for a triangle match with Skyline and Highland. We have the action for you here, so catch Lady Indians volleyball on FM 105.5 and AM 1340 KACA.
Regardless of which insurance company you use, when you add a teen driver to your vehicle policy, your rates increase. This is Cheryl Kimball with Naylor Insurance in Preston. If you've got teen drivers, you need to know about the rate-saving plan offered through Mutual of Enumclaw Insurance. Teen Smart is an 8-hour program that, once completed, will lower your rates and make your teen a better driver. Savings and increased safety. It's a win-win. Call us today, 208-852-08.
From sunup to sundown, we spend our time on the dairy, caring for cows and producing milk. And we also love being part of our tight-knit communities, being advocates for the kids in our schools, and being providers of safe, nutritious food for families around here and around the world. As your local dairy producers, we are more than farmers. We are Dairy West.
The Limbic Arc may help you or someone you know be more calm. It's simple to use. Find out more by logging on to mylocalradio.com and clicking on the Limbic Arc logo. Check it out now. Visit mylocalradio.com and click on any.
This is the Preston Indians postgame show. Coming up, we'll recap tonight's game, take a look at the final stats, and a look at other games from around the area on the Ron Keller Tires scoreboard. Well, welcome back here to Montana Tech. You know, they say that any win is a good win, and Preston will take it as they open the year with a victory as they come from behind and beat Lakeland by the final score tonight of 7-6. You know, at times the defense or the offense maybe was a little incapable when it had the big plays that it needed to come up with, but they were able to score when they needed to. They hit on some big passes, including the one that ended up being the difference in the game as the 41-yard pass. Actually, let me look at my notes. The 47-yard touchdown pass from Knapp to Linhart, and the extra point was good, and that was the difference in the game as Preston ended up winning it tonight by the final score of 7-6. Certainly, Lakeland was moving the ball well in the first half, but the injury early in the third quarter to John Cornish, their running back, an ankle injury. He did not return to the game. That certainly ended up being a big difference as they were not able to establish a running game as much as they had in the first half with Cornish on the sideline. So Preston wins it by a score of 7-6. We'll come back. We'll look at the stats brought to you by Naylor Insurance. Plus, we'll still have our Rouse Construction Player of the Game. That's all on the way here on the Postgame Show coming up next.
KACH.
Regardless of which insurance company you use, when you add a teen driver to your vehicle policy, your rates increase. This is Cheryl Kimball with Naylor Insurance in Preston. If you've got teen drivers, you need to know about the rate-saving plan offered through Mutual of Enumclaw Insurance. Teen Smart is an 8-hour program that, once completed, will lower your rates and make your teen a better driver. Savings and increased safety. It's a win-win. Call us today, 208-852-08.
This is Ron Smaley from Webb Funeral Home, thanking Preston Indian and Westside Pirate fans for your loyalty over the years. You have helped make Webb Funeral Home Franklin County's most trusted name in funeral services since 1925. Our staff is available 24 hours a day, 7 days a week to provide compassionate service in your time of need. We also offer a full range of services, including many funeral pre-planning options to meet everyone's budget, an excellent monument selection, and the best aftercare services available. Let us answer any questions you may have by calling 208-852-0533. Webb Funeral Home, since 1925. You know us, you trust us, we're here to stay.
The back-to-back state champion Westside Pirates get back on the field and will go looking to add to their football legacy next Friday night when they open the 2021 season at home against Firth. Can the Pirates make it 3 straight championships in a row? Join Richard Ward for the call next Friday night. Our coverage gets started at 6:45 right here on FM 105.5 and AM 1340 KACH and on mylocalradio.com.
KACH. KACH.
Well, the Indians win it by the score of 7-6. Let's look at the stats brought to you by Naylor Insurance. First, for the Lakeland Hawks, it was Devin Succo who threw the ball a lot better in the second half. He finished the game going 8 of 14 for 79 yards. He also ran for 76 yards on the ground. Cornish, before he was injured, had 8 carries for 20 yards. Calder, 3 carries for 15. Moore carried it once for 21. And Hubbard, 1 carry for a total of 9 yards on the day. 11 first downs in the game for Lakeland. Not very many in the first half as the offense sputtered in the second half after their big running back Cornish left the game with that ankle injury. And 5 flags against Lakeland in the game for a total of 30 yards. Their points came on a 26-yard pass from Succo to Calder, and that was in the second quarter, and the extra point missed, and that's how they got their 6 points in the game. For the Preston Indians, Brecker Knapp, 8 of 12 in the game for 120 yards passing. Also, Emery Thorson had a option pass that he threw for 45 yards. So Preston finished the game with a total of 165 yards passing on the night. As far as carrying the ball, Madsen carried the ball 3 times for 2 yards. Emery Thorson 7 carries for a total of 36. Iverson with a big night, 10 carries for 85 yards tonight, and Brecker Knapp scrambled with it for 3 times for a total of 26 yards in the game. Chevy Nelson had a big night, 4 catches for 93 yards, I should say, and Tyler Linhart had 3 catches for 59, including the 47-yard touchdown pass, and Ashton Madsen also caught 1 ball for a total of 6 yards. 3 penalty flags against the Indians for a total of 20 yards in the game. So Preston able to come back. That third quarter touchdown, the 47-yard pass from Brecker Knapp to Tyler Linhart, tied the game at 6. The extra point put the Preston Indians ahead, and they were able to run out and hold on to the lead and end up winning it tonight by the final score of 7-6. Take our last break. We'll come back. We'll tell you about our player of the game, brought to you by Ralph's Construction, and what's up next for the Indians. That's all comes up right after this.
KACH.
More and more people are moving to the Preston area to live and retire. Since 1978, Ralph Construction's been building custom homes in the Blue Sage Park community, the only 55-year-old plus community in the city of Preston. Come see the downsized, no-hassle lifestyle that Blue Sage Park offers. Ralph Construction will build to your custom specifications, or you can choose one of their existing floor plans. They're just starting phase 2, so there's plenty of great lots still available. Ralph Construction. Call for more information. 435-232-1837. Lawn care and snow removal included. Blue Sage Park by Ralph Construction. 435-232-1837.
It has been too long since you enjoyed some delicious pasta on your dinner plate. Wait no longer. Stop by Stokes Market in Preston this week, where you'll find select varieties of pasta, 88 cents a box, and select varieties of pasta sauce, 24-ounce bottles, 2 for $3. Cook it up, put it on a plate next to a perfectly grilled petite sirloin steak, which you'll find at Stokes Market this week for $4.49 a pound. And you'll be serving a dinner fit for a king. Enjoy it tonight. When you shop, enjoy, save at Stokes Market in Preston.
It's always refreshing to shop where you know you're appreciated. It's even better when you can get everything you need, quality parts at fair prices. The team at Preston Auto Parts CarQuest appreciate every customer. They work hard to make sure that you have the right part the first time, on time. Whether it's motorcycles, farm and ranch, lawn and garden, or car and truck parts, you can always get it all at Preston Auto Parts CarQuest. Stop in today at 17 South State Street in Preston.
KACH. KACH.
Well, welcome back. Before we get out of here, let's name our player of the game here tonight for the Preston Indians. Let's give it to wide receiver Tyler Linhart. Not only played very well on defense, had some great tackles on big plays, but he caught 3 passes for a total of 59 yards and had the touchdown that ended up being the difference in the game after the extra point. So Tyler Linhart, our Ralph's Construction player of the game. Coming up next week, next up on tap for the Preston Indians, it'll be a home game, the home opener, as they will play host to the Shelley Russets next Friday night. You'll be able to hear that game live on the internet at mylocalradio.com and, of course, view via the video feed. Plus, if you listen to on the radio, well, we'll have it for you on a tape delay next week following the Westside Pirate game. That comes up next Friday night. So if you're going to be watching on the internet, we'll have the pregame show for you next Friday starting at 6:30. The kickoff will be at 7 o'clock. I want to thank Val Cook back in the studio for keeping us on the air here tonight. And until next Friday, I'm Dan Hubbard. Thanks for watching. Thanks for listening as the Preston Indians come from behind and claim a 7-6 win here tonight. So good night to everyone from here in Butte, Montana, and we'll talk to you again next Friday. Thank you for listening to the Preston Indians postgame show. This broadcast has been a production of Preston Broadcasting, LLC, and was intended for the private, non-commercial use of our audience. Use of any portion of this production, its accounts or descriptions, in whole or in part, may not be used or rebroadcast without the express written permission of Preston Broadcasting, LLC.